It's your boy H Money, Mr. DAZN. We in the building. Let's get it, man. Yo, it was a great night of boxing, man. What more can I say? Gary Russell Jr., he got beat, man. He got beat. And I was surprised, man. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Mark Magsayo from the Philippines, he comes to America and shocks the world. And he got the upset victory against Gary Russell Jr. Man, I couldn't believe what I saw, man. Gary Russell Jr. got beat fair and square. Mark Magsayo, he put on a good performance in there, bro. You know, much respect to Mark Magsayo. He had a great performance in there. Mark Magsayo shocked the world and beat Gary Russell, man. You know, Gary Russell Jr., the lack of activity, you know, fighting once a year really caught up with Gary Russell Jr. today, man. You know, I feel like Gary Russell Jr., he let a lot of people down today, bro, after he talked all of that shit, calling out all of these fighters, and then you get beat. You know, I was surprised, bro. Gary Russell Jr., bro, he got to step his game up, man. I don't know what's next for Gary Russell. I mean, and for all the people that was capping for Gary Russell for this whole fucking time, when Gary Russell was out here capping, clout chasing Devin Haney, clout chasing Terrence Crawford, doing all of that bullshit, and motherfuckers was with that shit. You got to be real with these boxers, bro. You got to be real with them at the end of the day. Gary Russell Jr., bro, is a good fighter. He got beat fair and square. Don't lie to Gary and tell Gary he got robbed. Gary Russell Jr. didn't get robbed in there, Kush. That motherfucker got beat fair and square, Kush. These niggas saying Gary Russell Jr. got robbed and shit, man. Quit playing, man. What up, Kush? What's good? That nigga got his ass whooped. Fair and square, my nigga. When T.O. got his ass whooped, nigga, we took it like a G, nigga. You know what I'm saying? When that motherfucking T.O. got his ass whooped by Cambosis, nigga, we took it on the chin, nigga. I didn't make no excuses, bro. T.O. got beat fair and square, nigga. It is what it is, my nigga. Ain't no capping, nigga. Take your loss, nigga. That's all I gotta say, bro. I don't want to hear no fucking capping. I don't want to hear none of this bullshit, bro. That motherfucker got his ass whooped fair and square. What up, Nas? Nas, what's good, man? Nah, they capping for Gary saying Gary got robbed. What kind of shit is that? That nigga Gary got his ass whooped. Hit that like button, dog. Hit that motherfucking like button, my nigga. That motherfucker Gary got his motherfucking ass whooped, bro. And they out here lying for Gary Russell Jr. The same way they lied for Deontay Wilder. They saying, oh, Gary got robbed. That's what they saying. And, man, listen, bro. Don't lie to these fighters, man. Nazay, what's good? Mr. Cap got beat. He was capping, wasn't it? That nigga was hating on Tank Davis. Gary Russell was talking shit about Tank. He was calling out Leo Santa Cruz, talking shit about Leo, talking shit about everybody, talking shit about Devin Haney. Come on now. Talking shit about Terrence Crawford. That nigga got his ass whooped by Mark Magsayo, and he was saying he wanted to fight Terrence Crawford. That motherfucker Gary Russell Jr., he was capping like a motherfucker, bro. That's what happens, bro. I seen the same shit happen to Teofimo Lopez, bro. That nigga better step his motherfucking game up, nigga. Stop lying to these fighters, man. The nigga Gary Russell got his ass whooped. He got beat. This nigga Gary Russell Jr. is delusional. That nigga delusional. And these niggas capping for this nigga, man. Quit capping for these fucking fighters, my nigga. That motherfucker got his ass whooped. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And Mark Magsayo, that nigga's a star now, Kush. Manny Pacquiao, bro. That's Manny Pacquiao's fighter. He signed to Manny Pacquiao. That nigga's a part of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, nigga. Manny Pacquiao got fighters. Manny Pacquiao, he got Mark Magsayo. He got Isaac Cruz. Manny Pacquiao got a nice stable over there, bro. They got some good fighters. Now he got a star. And Gary Russell talking about he want a rematch. Nigga, ain't nobody gonna give your bitch ass no rematch, nigga. Ain't no rematch clause in there, nigga. You got your ass whooped fair and square, nigga, and you bitching and you being a sore loser about that shit. Come on, my nigga. Ain't nobody want to do business with you. Now they blaming the PBC. But these same niggas was capping for the PBC. Nigga, what the fuck? He big time now. He beat the great Gary Russell Jr. Some of these LDBC niggas, they had Gary Russell Jr. on a pound for pound list, nigga. These same niggas had Gary Russell on a pound for pound list, nigga. Now Magsayo beat his ass. What that mean, nigga? Magsayo on a mother. Should Magsayo be on a pound for pound list now because he beat Gary Russell? I'm just saying. A lot of those dudes in the LDBC, they had Gary Russell Jr. on a pound for pound list, and he got his ass whooped. Gary Russell talked all that shit about Terrence Crawford, capping like he was gonna jump up 4 weight classes, and these motherfuckers was instigating that shit. They had the nerve to say that Terrence Crawford was ducking Gary Russell, and Gary Russell just got his ass whooped by Mark Magsayo. Quit playing, nigga. Quit playing. He got his ass whooped fair and square, dog. Let's go. He just beat the longest reigning champion in boxing. He did. He did. Undefeated young fighter. How old is Magsayo? And I'm looking on the schedule. What up? Young Kazi. Young Kaz, my boy. What's up with it? What up, Kaz? You can hear me? I can't hear you, Kazi. Come off mute. You might be on mute. I don't know.
Yo, I'm
Yeah,
here.
there you go. Young Kazi, what's good? We on the
Damn.
restream. This just like StreamYard right here.
Yeah, no, I know. I see it. I see it.
What it
You know
look
what?
like? It look cool
It
with the
looks good.
comments on the
Yeah,
sides.
yeah. I like it. I like it. I like
It
it.
look better than StreamYard or what?
Yeah, yeah. But way better,
For
bro.
real. I think my computer is weak though. Like I think for this, because this shit does more shit. So I think you need like a stronger computer. But so I sound good though, right? I'm good.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I'm good.
It looks good. It looks
Uh,
good. It looks really good.
for sure, Kazi, man.
Yeah,
What you
it's a
thought
reach.
about the fight tonight, man? With Gary Russell, did you get a chance to watch it? And what did you think about the fight?
Yeah, I was watching. I was watching. The one thing, man, the inactivity is just the thing that's been hurting him, and it's gonna hurt a lot of fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that's just the way it is, man. Like, you know, if you're trying to get prepared for, man, he shouldn't be losing to Maxeo. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Maxeo, like, bro, wasn't cutting off the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't like his pressure wasn't all that, man. Like, but he was backing up, and with Gary Russell, it's like, man, he's like cried wolf. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been inactive, and it's like people don't believe him anymore. You know what I mean? They don't believe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's really trying to do shit. I mean, so
Don't
Maxeo,
believe
like,
the cap.
man,
Hey, don't believe the cap.
yeah,
Nobody
no,
believes the cap.
yeah,
Nobody believes the cap from this
it's
man Gary Russell, bro.
yeah, and now it's caught up to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's, like, bro, prove it in the ring. Don't worry about anything else, man. Like, work and keep on fighting and prove it in the ring. So, what do you think of Gary Russell? What should he do next?
That's a
If
great question, Cosmic. To be honest, I don't know what the hell Gary Russell should do. Like, he's fucked up. He's in a bad situation. Um, he's blaming everybody for why he lost. He's saying it's the PBC fault. It's politics. They wanted me out, and that's
yeah,
not the way to handle a loss like that, bro. You got to take your loss like a man. You gotta you gotta be responsible. You know what I mean? He can't blame nobody but himself. Gary Russell had plenty of options. He
yeah,
could have fought Devin Haney. He could have fought, I believe, Josh Warrington. Eddie Hearn offered him a unification. He turned it down. And then later he said, "Oh, I regret it." I know he regrets it now because he just got beat by a guy that, you know, I felt like he should have beat. But of course, Gary Russell saying that he was injured and, he was injured or whatever the case may be, man. But what should he do next? I have no idea, man. That's a great question, Cosmic. I really don't know. I mean, what do you think he should do next? You let me know.
I mean, get back to it. Be active. So if you was hurt, get that shit, resolved, and get back to getting busy, man. I'm saying, like, I don't know, like, if he has like a rematch clause or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, man, because Gary Russell still has talent, right? And I heard somebody say that if he wasn't hurt, he wouldn't be in survival mode, and he does better in survival mode. But that's kind of like how Gary Russell fights. He's always backpedaling. He's always moving backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he hasn't faced I mean, he's faced Lomachenko, who pressured him, cut off the ring really well. So it's like, he needs to keep on, getting tough fights like that. You know what I'm saying? And be in tough fights like that. Because, like, you know, when you have easy fights, it doesn't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? When you have these long layups, it doesn't do nothing for you. Being in with good fighters and having good fights with other, even decent opponents, but man, it's just a bad look. Maxeo kind of came out of nowhere, but a lot of boxing fans knew about him. To us, it wasn't an upset, but to the regular motherfucker, they're like, "Oh shit, Maxeo just came out of nowhere and just beat Gary Russell." Imagine that. So for Gary Russell, it's just activity. Get another fight, stay busy, demand a rematch. Climb back up, just like Lomachenko or somebody that has lost. And get that respect back, and then get yourself in position for a mandatory. You know what I'm saying? Call him out.
You
But
said
as
for
far as Gary,
Lomachenko,
no, 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 for what's Gary
Maxayo
Russell? No, for
to,
Gary Russell, he needs to
to fight
do
who?
what to, he needs to do what Lomachenko did, which was fight somebody else again. You know what I'm saying? Like fight another top 10 contender. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in the top 10, and then beat them convincingly, show off, and then demand a rematch. You know what I'm saying? Call out Maxeo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's talking about moving up in weight though. Gary Russell, see, he said he wants to move up to 130 pounds. That's what he was saying before he took the loss. What do you think about that? You think Gary should move up to that weight or what? How do you think he'll do with those guys at that weight class?
They're gonna be too big for him, man. They're already like Maxeo look big, and Maxeo look man. Maxeo's not the next Manny Pacquiao as far as like skill wise. You know what I'm saying?
You
He's
don't think so?
skill wise, no. You know what I'm saying? Like l- with Maxeo, he has that Manny Pacquiao hop, and then sometimes he has those fast combinations, but he doesn't have that ability to cut off the ring and that pressure. Manny Pacquiao used to hop up and around you, you know what I'm saying, in and out, you know what I'm saying, and be still pressuring you, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like when Maxeo hops around, he walks towards you and kind of like follows you. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't apply any like type of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like he just follows you. You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
yo,
Yo, what
can
up,
y'all hear me?
Kush? What's good?
What's good, Cos? What up, H? Yeah,
What's
shit. I
good, my
What
just wanted
up?
to
boy,
join
man?
and chime in on this bullshit because I missed the fight. But y'all telling me what I need to hear, bro. I should have bet on this shit, bro. I felt
Yeah,
like
man.
this was gonna happen. This was easy money, man. I can't believe it, bro. So he came out. What was the final tally up the score of the fight?
There was
They had it
What
as a
was it? Eight
majority
four
decision.
seven. What was it?
It was like a majority
Oh
decision.
shit.
I don't know exactly what the scorecards was, but I think one judge for Gary and the other two judges had it for Maxayo. But Maxayo outlanded Gary Russell by like 81 punches. He was the aggressor too. He was bringing the smoke to Gary, and he was walking him down, nigga. He was throwing more punches. He landed more punches than Gary. Gary was pretty much staying away. Like the nigga was just trying to pretty much run, and and Maxayo was beating him up. Gary got hurt. To be honest with you, Gary said he fought with an injury. He said, "I'm going in this fight with an injury," and then I think it was in round number
Right.
4 that Maxayo like socked his ass right on his shoulder and fucking like re-aggravated the injury or whatever. And Gary Russell pretty much was fighting with one
Damn.
arm, nigga, like the whole night.
Damn. So y'all could visually see
yeah,
it, like
bro.
him like blemish and shit
Hell yeah! And
when he
watch
got
the
hurt.
highlights. It's on YouTube. Yup.
Damn, that kind of make me kind of
Yeah,
ease up on Gary a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. if we really seen it's legit, you feel me? I ain't gonna go too hard on him, but still, he talk a lot of shit, bro. You can't talk shit like that and not stay ready.
Yeah, man. I
Y'all hear
mean,
me still?
but yeah,
Oh,
I
I
mean,
thought I
if
fucking froze or something.
yeah, yeah,
We hear you, nigga.
no, no, no. I love, you know what I'm saying. Just,
We hear you
but
cause you
the one
Yeah,
good.
but
thing is
I
like,
was finished. I was just saying, like, bro, you can't talk shit like that, bro, and then get popped. Like you gotta come with it, bro, or don't fucking fight. What the fuck you fighting injured for, bro? That's stupid as fuck.
well,
I don't know,
I
bro.
mean,
He
when you
shouldn't have
have
put
that
that on the
long
line like
layoff,
that.
he had that
I hear
long
you, Cos.
layoff,
Go ahead.
so he said it. He said that he didn't want to call it off because like he had that long layoff and he didn't want to sit another what 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't know when
So
his next
that's
opportunity was gonna fucking come.
yeah. I
He's
mean,
probably gonna be on the
I don't
show
know if
for a
he's
fucking long time.
yeah now he's gonna be in the shelf for a while now. I mean, we don't know. We don't know like how serious the injury is and
Right.
how hurt he is. Like even if he had a rematch clause with Magsayo, like what is he gonna do after that? But and that's the thing, man. You have to be active. That wouldn't happen, when you're active, when you're actively training and actively fighting, you know what I'm saying? You that doesn't happen as frequently. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like either you can
Right.
be in the
Because your
gym
muscles
and
is, you feel
spar all
me, actively being used and shit.
yeah. I mean you can injure yourself in sparring and shit and hurt yourself and then,
Yeah.
fuck it up, but
I
that,
mean, the odds
that's
is
the
just
thing
less
though,
likely. Like, what's the specifics of his injury? Did he say what the fuck it is with his shoulder? Like, what happened? Did he give the details he said he
he
was
said
gonna
something
give?
about his arm. No, he hasn't really talked about it. Like I haven't been really watching any of the YouTube, but he was saying that he won like 9-3. He won 9 rounds out of the three. You know what I'm saying? And I watched it and I was like,
Oh
no, you
shit.
really didn't, man.
He did the TO, huh?
Yeah,
He did the TO to it, huh?
yeah.
Oh shit, bro.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, but at the end of the day, they don't want to they don't want to give it up. You know what I mean? He just lost his belt,
Yeah.
bro. He just lost the
Yeah.
WBC belt. He was considered, the longest reigning champion. Bro, that's crazy. I don't think you should be able to call yourself the longest reigning champion if you have 2 years of inactivity. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Kind of disqualify
Like
you
the
a little bit.
WBC, like yeah, because like all right, like the WBC, people give people the the WBC shit about the franchise belt, but like when you're champion, a WBC champion that is inactive for 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you remember
Right.
the WBA took away Manny Pacquiao's belt and gave it to Ugas.
Right.
Why?
Right. And that shit wasn't
How?
even right.
Do you
That
remember
shit
that?
wasn't even right. You feel
That
me?
wasn't
Yeah,
even
I
right.
remember that shit.
I'm like, what the fuck? How? It was like, bro,
But you know what though?
how?
There needs to
Why?
be more of that though.
Makes no
It's
sense.
only not fair because
Yeah.
they came down as strict as everybody should. That's why it seemed like it wasn't fair because
Hmm.
motherfuckers holding on to their straps. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that was kind of like whack.
Yeah,
But shit, if everybody operated
but
like that, that
Manny,
would be the right way to do it.
yeah, take their belt.
I
Yeah,
see
I
why H
mean,
says that
keep it
StreamYard is
moving,
a little
keep it
bit
busy.
better because there's like a little latency problem, huh? I feel like I'm cutting you off, but I'm not. You're just hearing me a little late, I
It felt
think.
like a delay on that shit. It felt like a little delay
Just a
on it.
little bit. Just a little bit. I see why he said StreamYard is
I
smooth.
wonder if it's because my computer is weak and it's like I don't know. Cause I be seeing other people do that shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know,
It's
but I
cool
just
though.
like how this shit look
I've
like
been
the
trying to
setup
hit
and
you up,
shit.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I seen it. You
Yeah, I
sent me
like
a
how you have
StreamYard link.
the chat.
Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, I want to sit down and
Yeah,
Yeah, we hear you.
yeah, we can hear you.
yeah. I see you had
There
a
is a delay.
you sent me a StreamYard link and I went there like I was backstage and shit.
Hey,
I
Yeah,
was
guys, I was
backstage, but
listening
it was
to
because
some
like
of
I
my
everything's
think
on the house.
tracks too, bro.
Are you rapping,
think I
Kush?
got some shit you might like.
You need
I make beats,
Kush, you
bro.
a rapper?
I
send me
make
the
beats. I used to rap. I don't rap no more. Hey, do you like Chief Keef, bro? Cos? You like drill shit
yeah,
like
man. I'm
that?
from Chicago, bro. Yeah,
I thought
yeah. I'm
so,
from
bro.
Chicago,
I
shit,
got
man.
some shit for you.
I,
I got some shit for you. Maybe an intro song you might like on your shit. I got some shit for you too, H. I'm gonna start sending y'all shit, bro. Just shit that
Hey,
I
beats and
don't
man,
shit. You
have.
be
send
You
it.
making
feel me?
like because you be making like
What'd you say, H?
well West Coast type beats, like YG type beats or
Yeah,
something like Draco the Ruler type beats,
I make that
West
type of
Coast
stuff
beats.
sometimes. Yeah,
We could put
sometimes I
it
make
on
shit like that.
YouTube. We could upload your beats and
Hell
shit,
yeah,
nigga. You can start selling your beats and shit. We could put it like,
they on the internet.
oh,
They on the
okay.
internet.
Oh, hell
Yeah,
yeah,
but
then.
I haven't been really actively making them. I just want to help y'all out with y'all intro songs and shit like that. Anything that y'all can use them for, bro. Whatever y'all want. You feel me? I want y'all to use them if y'all like them. You feel me? I'm gonna start sending y'all shit, packs and shit. Like I got tons of beats, bro. So we gonna
Uh,
do it.
yeah,
I'm gonna get both of y'all
that's
emails.
the
I meant
move.
to get yours the other night, cuz, but my fucking phone, my call dropped, and I tried to get back into the stream, bro, into YB shit, but y'all his shit must have been private or something, bro. I couldn't get in when me and you
Oh,
was
yeah, I
talking
think
Yeah,
about
me
that.
YB
neither.
took it
Cuz,
off. He said he took that
Yeah,
video
but each
off or something.
if
Go ahead,
you
Cos.
need like
go
help
ahead,
with like
cuz.
computers, if you if you need like help with like computers and what you need, you know what I'm saying? Like let me know, man. It all depends on the budget, but I do see and I feel a delay, with the stream because it's running on your
Right.
computer. So
Yeah,
as
that's
opposed to
probably why, because
StreamYard,
it's on.
it's
I want to see if we run from your computer, does it run smoother? That's why I want you to go live with this shit or with YB shit. You know what I mean? Or is
yeah,
it just my
Yeah.
because my
yeah,
computer is weak? 'Cause I see other people, they be doing that shit and they shit look like it runs smooth. I be seeing it.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is good. If this is an alternative to StreamYard,
Yeah, yeah.
then yeah, that's good. So this a paid subscription? I'll look into this.
Well,
I'm
you
saying
can pay
I'll
for it
watch it.
too. You can, or if you don't want to pay for the shit, like it's free. Like it's unlimited though. But if you pay for it, like it gives you more features and shit like that.
Yeah, there's ways that you can do this on OBS and shit like that. You can use OBS and Discord and have conversations, chats, and just it's a little bit more complicated. But yeah,
You could do similar shit with them. Like,
yeah,
but you
yeah, you can
can't
do that.
connect it to YouTube, can you?
Yeah, you can connect it.
Can you
That's how I
connect
do
it to
mine.
YouTube?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You can
okay.
connect it. So like right now, if I
Hell
wanted to
yeah.
connect to like my camera, I can use what's called a virtual camera. So it would run on OBS, and then I would throw it in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So instead of using my actual camera, it would use my virtual camera, which would be in OBS. You know what I'm saying? Which I would do my gaming, which I could do like everything else. You know what I'm saying? In OBS, it's a program, StreamYards, and everything else. So yeah, it's yeah.
Yo, shout outs to
Hell yeah,
IB,
IB.
man.
Take a shot, brother.
Joseph, take a
Take
shot,
a shot,
brother.
brother.
I like Joseph. He's funny as hell
We good,
though,
Joe.
for real.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
so
he crazy, man. But
the boxing lounge, man. What's
good.
good? The boxing lounge in the building, man. What's good? What you thought about Gary Russell, bro? Gary Russell got beat up today, man. I was trying to tell him, dog. Like I was going for Gary Russell. I picked Gary Russell to win, but I didn't expect that type of performance from Gary Russell, man. He wasn't 100%. I heard somebody made a video and they was talking about it. They said Gary needed the money. That's why he took the fight with the injury. He needed the money, bro. You know what I mean? So that shit is crazy, bro. People are blaming PVC and Al Heyman like they the reason why Gary Russell lost the fight, bro. Knock it off, bro. Gary Russell got beat fair and square, bro.
Yeah, they have. I mean, cause like they have like these weird conspiracies behind Gary Russell and PBC and like Gary Russell, spoke bad about Al Heyman and shit like that, and they're trying to put two and two together and be like, all right, you know, Now they're trying to help work with Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao's promotional company is Magsayo, is Isaac Cruz, is you know what I'm saying, like they're trying to do business with them. So like, and they're trying to like, should we be pissed off at Gary Russell, as a boxer because he's been inactive, you know what I'm saying, and his style of fighting, is that something they're pissed off about and giving him more shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt for sure, man. I see what Boxing Lounge said. He said he was beaten by inactivity and injury, great action. What about Magsayo? That sounds like that's taken away from what Magsayo did. What about what Magsayo did by going to Gary Russell's body? Magsayo throwing more punches than Gary Russell and outworking him. Maybe that had something to do with inactivity, why Magsayo was able to outwork him. But Magsayo, he fought a good fight, I believe, and I feel like he deserved credit. As far as Gary Russell saying he won the fight, he scored Maxayo, he won 10 rounds to 2. That's the same thing Teofimo Lopez said, bro. And everybody roasted Teofimo Lopez for that. So I want to see Gary Russell Jr., man, accept defeat. Take the loss like a man. Gary Russell was always making excuses. When Gary Russell got beat by Lomachenko, he made excuses in that fight. Oh, I was weight trained. That's the reason why he lost the fight. Now, same thing. He's talking about the injury. He's blaming PBC, Al Heyman. The motherfucker's making all these goddamn excuses, bro. And that's not the way you handle a loss. A true champ can
Yeah.
take a loss and bounce back. Some people talking about Gary Russell should retire. What y'all think? You think he should consider retirement?
I gotta see the
No,
fight first. I gotta see that shit. I'm gonna check it out when I get home, so I ain't gonna say shit yet. But he definitely need to quit running his mouth and get in the gym. I'm gonna say that shit.
That boy said about motherfucking
I don't think.
Terrence Crawford. Come on, nigga. And niggas acting like Terrence Crawford was ducking this little nigga, man. Quit playing, man.
Yeah, no, I don't think Gary Russell should quit. If anything, he should be, get busy with these other young guys. You know what I'm saying? They're coming up because he can. Like if you're as good as Gary Russell is, you know what I'm saying? Like you can beat these guys that are coming up. The top contenders. You know what I'm saying? But is your
Right.
promotional company going to give you those, dates and opportunities? Are you going to be, prideful and be like, I don't want to be on an undercard of, what I'm saying, like a Deontay Wilder, you know what I'm saying, or what I'm saying, like a big undercard, under someone's undercard, and working your way back up. You know what I'm saying? Because is he a headliner? Is he still a headliner? Is Gary Russell Jr. still a headliner in
I
your
mean,
opinion?
he was the main event for this fight.
He was, but because he had a belt.
Is he
Right.
a
I
headliner
don't. I don't know
now?
if he is anymore. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if he's still a headliner. H.
It depends
Not
on who
after
he's.
that.
Yeah,
He
you're
already
right.
don't have that big of a following, fam.
So yeah, like, and but is he okay? Because this is the thing, right? You don't have to be a headliner. I remember HBO Boxing, man, they had fucking cards where you would have Danny Garcia, you know what I'm saying, like in the undercard. You know what I'm saying, you had like all these great fighters in the undercards, and it was okay because they were building their names up. So you still want to build your name back up. You still want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You still want to be in the limelight. But is he a main event still? You know what I'm saying? Is he still a Showtime? Main fighter? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just regular Showtime, right? Showtime boxing tonight, right?
Regular Showtime. Yeah,
Yeah.
Showtime
So I mean,
Championship
yeah, he can
Boxing.
be a regular Showtime, but now he's gonna
Right.
fight these younger guys. They're gonna be coming up, and then get back to it, and then get a belt again. You know what I mean? Try to get back in position again. So that's just repositioning yourself to getting back into contender status, and and that's important too with demanding a rematch clause and things like that, because like I do want to see a Gary Russell rematch with Maxayo if that can be made in like 3 months. I don't want a year from now. I mean,
Actually, the little
that's still a big
rebuilding,
fight for
if
Maxayo
he
too.
actually does it the right way, that shit might be good for him. It might be good for him because it might make him get more active. You see what I'm saying?
Humble
Yeah,
Like
himself,
H was
man.
saying, you gotta do what Lomachenko did. It ain't easy to do what Lomachenko did. So go do some shit, do some great shit now, because you sat out long enough.
I mean he's been highly touted for a
Where
long
I'm at,
time,
Gary.
so we will see, man. This is the thing, man. Like what in how can you redeem yourself, you know what I'm saying, not just for yourself but for the fans, you know what I'm saying, because like fans that were pissed off about his inactivity kind of were going against him, you know what I'm saying, at the same time because he hasn't been active. Then he started talking about injuries before the fight, you know what I'm saying, like they're saying that he was making excuses, then this happened and then he's making excuses and it's like fuck. So how do you reverse that? By going in and fighting motherfuckers and being more consistent and you know what I'm saying and proving points. I mean, knocking somebody out or beating them convincingly or you know what I'm saying, like that's the thing. You need to when these politicians they have like bad situations, they have to have like an immediate way to like recover from that. So the immediate way to recover from that is proving points. Go in there, knock somebody out. Top 10 contenders, knock them out. You know what I'm saying? Eliminators get that. You know what I'm saying? Do that, three fights and then be like, yo, I'm calling so and so and I want my belts back. So yeah, man, that's how I see it. But how do you see where should what's his name, Maxayo go? What should he do?
He has so many options at this time. I was listening to Max Sales promoter, right? And he was saying maybe he fights mandatories, and he mentioned the mandatory. Guess who was the number one contender for Max Sale? Ray Vargas. You know Ray Vargas,
Damn,
bro? He
yeah,
was with Golden
yeah,
Boy.
yeah. I know him. Tall, skinny guy,
That's
little
a good
small
ass
chin.
fight right there, bro.
Ray
Max
Vargas is
Sale.
gonna beat his ass though. Ray Vargas is gonna
Huh?
beat his ass. Ray Vargas is gonna beat his ass.
For real? You think so?
Yeah, tall, lanky, big, tall dude. You know what I'm saying? Knows how to apply pressure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ray Vargas
He
is.
came up from a smaller weight class. I think he came up from 122. So he's not a natural 126 pounder. But I heard his promoter, he said that, his manager, I believe, he mentioned it. So
Yeah, no, that's the thing, with these tall, skinny dudes, once they like fill in to their size and as they get older, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna be filling in. Ray Vargas is a tall, skinny, lanky motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He's like fucking skin and bones. You know what I'm saying? If you can get some meat on him and those weight divisions, like 122, 126, there's only 4 pounds difference. You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna help them. You know what I'm saying? Then
that's a
you have
good fight, though.
126,
Ray
130
Vargas
is
and
4 pounds different.
Magsayo. You like that fight?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they
it. You
should
think
they
that's
should
like
get
pay per view worthy now? Since Maxwell is a star now, and of course Ray Vargas, he's a Mexican boxer who has a big fan base. Do you feel like that could be pay per view or just like a regular Showtime?
it would be a good fight for Maxeo to build that hype, Filipino versus a Mexican. You know what I'm saying? And build that and build his career. I would say that yeah, take that fight and get that money, get that notoriety, get that exposure, and then think about the next because not every single fight is going to be pay-per-view. So but you need those type of fights in order for you to become a pay-per-view fighter. You know what I'm saying? A Filipino versus a Mexican, and like, and then you're gonna have another fight after that. Maybe who else would be at 126 after that?
I'm 126. Let's see. You have Neverente. They asked him about Neverente, and his promoter was like, "Well, we got our own Neverente to fight against," and he said Ray Vargas. He said Ray Vargas is similar to Neverente,
Yeah,
and he said, that's the fight for us. He said that's the mandatory, and he said, but he did say Neverente is a tough fight. They asked him about Maxayo fighting Neverente. He said that's a tough fight. He admitted
yeah,
it was going to be a
that
tough
could
fight.
be, and that could be the goal, right? Fight Ray Vargas, winner gets Navarrete. So yeah, they could, that would be a good a good path. You know what I'm saying? Because like You have to build them up properly, bro. Maxayo really came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He is in the perfect time, perfect opportunity, because I really thought that he wasn't doing too well in the last fight, and then he got a knockout. You know what I'm saying? He's got pop, he's got power, but I'm saying when he was dealing with somebody that can actually move him back and pressure him, he wasn't doing too well. You know, and I don't know if Gary Russell's people were like, "Yo, you can beat him, you can take advantage of him, you can hit him and hurt him." You know what I'm saying? In the early rounds, because like he got hit and he got hurt, but he didn't get. I didn't see him get hurt or you know what I'm saying really get like fuck with like that in this fight with Gary Russell. So styles make fights. So I think uh, Magsayo is Achilles' heel is getting pressured, getting pushed back, and getting pushed back with even decent power. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have special type of power. You just have to have decent power and don't be afraid of him, and then apply pressure to him.
Yo, I see Danny in the chat. Danny, I see you trying to get at Cosmic, but Danny, man, Gary Russell just got his ass whooped. You're not gonna talk about Mr. Cap, Gary Russell getting his ass whooped? Come on, I know you got some smoke for Gary. You ain't said nothing about Gary Russell getting his ass whooped, man. What you think about that, Danny? But yeah, man, Gary Russell, bro, that's a big loss right there, man. One thing about Gary, all he had was that belt. That's the only thing that made him relevant was that WBC world title. Now it's gone. So now Gary is really, how much is Gary Russell worth? He's not a big name. He doesn't have a belt. What is he gonna do?
Yeah, no, I know. And man, what is PBC going to do with him? Wasn't this
Yeah,
what
that's
his
the fucked up part, bro. That's the fucked up part because
right?
it's no, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel in this situation. I
It
know
all,
he
it
he
all
wish
like,
he would have took the fight
it
with
all
Devin.
like,
Go ahead, Cos.
and now it's all hitting him. It's all hitting him at once. You know what I'm saying? It's all hitting him at once. The inactivity, the loss, you're losing your belt. You know what I'm saying? You're because this was his last fight with PBC, right? Didn't they say
Was
that they
it?
were gonna
I did not know that. Was it? That might
I
be
think
good
so.
for him.
I think it's
That might be
yeah,
fucking
but
good for him.
so he would go where now?
Shit.
Top rank?
Pro Bellum. Fucking go sign with Lou DiBella and fucking Regis and them and fucking go that route.
Oh, Bellum with Richard Schaefer, huh? They
Right.
got a good stable over there, man. I mean, why not? He got to do something. I seen some of the LDBC saying, "Oh, he better leave. He better leave PBC." But y'all was the same ones capping for PBC. You know what I mean? But
Right.
now Gary got to leave PBC. Man, I heard Fred from Barbershop going in on Al Heyman and shit. He's saying, "Oh, PBC is broke." It was funny because he used to love the PBC, nigga. Them niggas
Right.
used to be capping for the PBC, man.
That nigga's a hypocrite, bro. He Hey, you know what? I stopped listening to him when he blocked you, bro. I only go back to that page if like y'all like going at him or something like that, bro. I can't do him. Shouldn't have
H,
blocked the homie
have you
like
tried?
that.
Have you tried to
Go ahead,
go? Have you
Kyle.
tried to go back over there? Have you tried to go back over
Nah,
there?
I'm gonna try to get back over there. I'm gonna see if he gonna let me on. You know what I mean? Because he do be having like certain people on that panel. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, like guests, certain guests that come
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
But I don't like how he done changed the shit. Like he got corny ass people as co-host and shit. Before it was actually cool. He had my nigga DB on there. The shit was kind of
DB
straight
not
at
there
one
no more,
point.
bro. I don't even
Hell
want to
nah,
watch a
DB.
show
I
if
ain't gonna lie,
DB not
DB
there.
stopped fucking with him.
DB was cool, bro.
He
I could
was
tell he was
cool.
a cool dude.
Hell yeah,
Well,
he from LA homie, man. He stopped. I don't know. He stopped going over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, it did get kind of weird, but he be having like certain like guests on the panel where you want to holler at him and shit. Gary Russell was there. That's when me and Gary Russell got into it. That's how I met Bill Haney over there and shit. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna see if I get back on there, but I'll just probably tap in on certain certain shows and shit. But it's not like I'm gonna be a frequent guest over there. Nah, I ain't trying to do it like that.
Nah, but some sometimes they as far as like content creators, they like that shit because they see their numbers going up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly. Every
Right.
time I would
even
go
though
over there, the
they
numbers would go up, bro. Every time.
yep,
I just didn't. I
hate
didn't
it or
like how
love
my
it.
dude was cool with you, H, until you got at Wilder, and then he want to block you, bro. That's what I didn't like. You feel me? But if you end up going back, I'm gonna go back because I got to see what Smokey bring in the barbershop. You feel me? So fuck it. It is what it is.
I don't like how he be running that shit now. That shit be kind of whack though. It ain't like how it was before. It was cool before. Now he got like a whole bunch of bitch ass niggas on there, man. You know what I mean? So that shit is
As
whack.
long as
Like
he
a
ain't
lot of
got Drew
niggas.
Titan as the co-host, I think I could watch it a little bit. He got that nigga on there. I'm good,
Nah,
bro.
nah. Drew Titan got his own show now. He be on there like he'll come on there to talk his shit every now and then and shit. But for the most part, you ain't gonna see him no more because he got his own show. He done built his own name up and shit. But I wonder what all they gonna be saying, bro. All of these dudes that was capping for Gary Russell and Gary Russell got his ass whipped. I seen Blue Blood. Blue Blood said Gary Russell got robbed. So they running with that narrative. It was a
They
robbery.
making excuses, bro. Nobody want to hear
I
them
know.
excuses. That shit weak. And Gary Russell bringing the excuse out before the fight, bro. I knew it was coming. That shit fucking weak. I don't want
Shit, the better man
to hear
won. The better man won.
no
So
excuse.
what'd you say, Kush? Then you breaking up, Kush. You
Yo,
breaking up, my boy.
how am I doing? Am I good?
Nah, you good. You clear. And you can see like a green light by your name, huh? It's like 3 bars. You see it by your name right
Oh,
there?
okay, yeah, I see it
It's
on
like
top. Yeah,
4 bars. Mine's
yeah, I got
I'm
four.
good now, huh?
Yeah, yeah, I don't see it by your
See,
name.
Kush is like
I can't see
red.
your name.
Oh, you can't see mine's though?
No, I think since you're the admin, I can see mine because from me, my perspective. But yeah, I can see
So
the
hey, I
blank.
seen you send me a link. That was to your channel, right? You
Yeah,
wanted to
it's
do a live?
no, 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 no. I wanted to show you something because like,
On the
bro,
backstage, just link up backstage and
yeah, yeah,
chop it
no,
up.
because like I wanted to show you something, man. Because I've been doing my homework. And I mean, I study and I watch and I study. So I was trying to show you peep game, man. Because these motherfuckers are fucking. They're making money, bro. They're making money over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
Cool.
it's like Twitch,
Who
Twitch
you
on
talking
Twitch,
about?
bro, on Twitch,
On Twitch,
bro.
okay.
Like, yeah, bro, it's where the money's at. My boy just made $500 in like 2 hours, easy. You know what I'm saying? They make money like crazy, bro. And on Twitch, there's not a lot of boxing community channels. And another thing that they can do, they can replay classic boxing. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that shit on YouTube. I mean, you're gonna give the fans what they want. You can break down fights. You can fucking call fights. You can do
Break down
different.
fights on Twitch.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we can watch, what I'm saying, Riddick Bowe versus what's it called, like Evander Holyfield, Mark Antonio Barrera versus what's it called, Eric Morales. You know what I'm saying? Do a count, you know what I'm saying? Do a review, live, stream that shit. You know what I'm saying? 100%. No copyright strikes and make money off of that shit.
Into that, man. We
And
gotta
these
we
new
gotta
video
get up
games
in
are gonna
there.
be coming up, bro. And these new video games are gonna be coming up. ESBC, whew, once that shit takes over, I'm out of here. Like I'm on fucking playing video games all day. 'Cause man, I miss fucking fight night. I miss fucking fight night. You know what I'm saying? Like
You gonna miss that
I
shit
miss
when
all
I
that shit.
get the fucking whooping your ass in that game, bro. You gonna miss that motherfucker,
Nope,
bro.
it's not gonna happen, cuz. It's not gonna happen, cuz. It's not gonna
I'm telling you, bro.
happen. Bro, you think
That VR shit ain't gonna
I
help
can
you,
do
bro, for that
some things with my
ESBC,
hands?
bro.
Oh yeah. Got educated
That
hands.
VR shit
Watch my
ain't gonna
fingers.
help at all. We gonna see, bro. I can't wait for that shit to
Kush, when
drop.
you gonna
They
get
need to give
VR?
us a date. I could get that
Yeah.
shit probably next week because I've been already planning on getting it, bro. And I get that shit for the lotion at my job, bro. That shit'll be cheap for me. I got that employee
Yeah. No,
discount,
there's no
boy.
discounts for it. No, no, they don't give no
Shit,
discounts for it.
I get discounts on
Oculus is
everything here.
already.
I get discounts on everything here,
Nah.
Kazi.
Yeah, you
I
probably
get
do. You probably do.
15%
You're right.
on everything. I'm telling you for a fact. That shit gonna
45.
knock the tax off that bitch, bro.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, at least that. We'll see. Yeah, no, get on it, bro. Hype that shit up. You know what
I'm gonna get it, bro. I'm not playing.
I'm saying?
Give me some time because I said I'm gonna do that shit.
Yeah, but
Because I
H,
know that shit costs a couple hundred, don't it?
it's like 300.
That ain't too bad.
My boy
Kazi,
doing good
what's
shit.
good?
Man, this is the thing, right? Now, Gay Russell doesn't have a belt, and he just needs to build back up. So, like the next fights are gonna be, the most important fights that he has for his career to rebuild himself. My opinion.
I know it is, man. I mean, he's like 34 years old now. So
Are
what
they? Are
what
they?
is he gonna do? He's 34. Like his days are numbered. He's no longer a young fighter. You can see Gary Russell. He wasn't the same fighter today. He wasn't the same. So it's all
What is
about
PBC gonna
matchmaking.
do? Yeah, exactly. What is PBC gonna do? They're gonna be throwing Gay Russell in with their young up and coming fighters because they're still trying to build up that lower weight divisions. You know what I'm saying? The 130s, 126. You know what I'm saying 120s, which they're usually like top ranked
Hmm?
fighters in that weight class.
So who you think will win between Gary Russell and Chris Colbert? I can see Gary Russell fighting Chris Colbert one day. What you think about that fight? I mean, before he lost, Gary Russell and his brother, they were saying they want to fight Chris Colbert. Move up and fight Chris Colbert. What you think about that? Who you got in that one?
Man, he's
Right now,
undersized. Like he's
Yep.
undersized.
I'm gonna have to go with Chris Colbert right now because he's much more active. You see what I'm saying? He gonna fuck around and give Gary Russell the business.
And he's way bigger than Gary Russell. Chris Colbert about 5'9", Gary Russell 5'4". And Chris
Yeah,
Colbert got a
he's
70.
undersized.
Yeah.
That's his thing. Like, man, he's got like when you look at Gary Russell, he had the speed, he had the combinations, and when you're moving your hands that fast and not really sitting down on your punches, what I'm saying, that speed don't mean shit. You're pitter patting. You know what I'm saying? Those punches are like beep beep beep. They're not like
Right.
boom boom boom. You know what I'm saying? You need to sit down on your punches. You know what I'm saying? He's always on his feet. He's always bouncing around, and what I'm saying, just pop pop pop, fast hands.
Right. Not to mention Colbert not faster than him, but he got fucking speed too. He's fast too. I mean,
He's
he
young.
has some
And
problems.
he's big.
I don't think yeah, it's not gonna be no fucking cakewalk. He fight him. He better get some fights in first. Get a tune up. Like a little comeback fight from this loss. Before you do that.
Yo, shout
So
out to
so
Toby Bartlett. My boy Toby Bartlett in the building. Toby Bartlett was good. Toby Bartlett said Gary Russell Jr. gonna find it really tough to get a fight now. He couldn't get a fight
Freddie Gibbs.
when he had the
Freddie Gibbs.
WBC belt. Yeah,
Nah,
he
not
couldn't
too
get a
much.
fight when he had the belt. Now he has no belt.
All right.
I guess I mean maybe one of these young guys want
I
to
can
put
check
Gary
you
on
out,
their
bro.
resume. You know what I mean? Because right now, Gary, that's a good name to put on your resume. Gary got 2 losses. I mean, I know a fighter like Chris Colbert, he wouldn't mind putting Gary Russell Jr. on his resume. What
yeah.
about a fight with Gary Russell and a Leo Santa Cruz? Would y'all be interested in that fight still?
Yes, yes, needs to happen. Perfect. That's perfect. At 126, perfect.
You
126
Hell
think
against
yeah.
Leo come
130.
back to 126? His last fight was at 130 with Tank.
I mean, it's only
He
four
could. He
pounds.
could.
And he could. I think so.
I think Leo
Because
could come
he's
back down.
yeah, that's
Shit.
that's
I think he
perfect for
would do
both.
better at 26, bro. My bad to cut you off, Kyle. I
All
think
good,
he
all
would
good.
do better though. Shit.
So who you think will win that fight?
Ooh,
Leo.
man,
Leo whooping his ass right now.
damn.
And his next performance when he fight on Thurman undercard really confirm it for me. I think
Yeah, that's
Leo
true.
gonna whoop his ass right about now.
Leo's fighting. What is he fighting at? 130 or 126? The
His
next fight.
last fight
I
was
think he fighting at
126.
130. Is it? Was he
Well,
okay?
his last fight with
Maybe it
Tank
is
was at one.
126.
His last fight with Tank was at 130. But he got a fight coming up.
Right.
Shit on what's the Keith Thurman undercard. So I
Right.
don't know which way
Can't wait to see
that's
that
gonna
shit.
be at. I'm not sure about the weight on that one. Hey, y'all know Mukabu fighting on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mukabu.
Well, we got to see what's going on with that situation. Get that fight out the way so we can see if you fight Canelo for real or not. 'Cause I'm tired of the
exactly.
little
Is it
rumors
this?
and
Is
shit.
this? Is this is what we're waiting on? Is this what we're waiting on? Is that what the whole team is
I
waiting on?
think
Because
so, bro. I think they waiting to see if he gonna lose or you see what I'm saying?
they said it was gonna be a week. They said they were gonna like announce it in a week. Eddie
Hmm.
Reynoso said that there wasn't no negotiations with no networks, no promoters, no fighters, nothing like that. And in a week they were gonna announce the fight. So it's been a week now. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
So I don't want to
I'm,
hear
I'm
that shit
tired of the
after.
rumors, bro. I'm ready to hear some
Yeah, me
fucking
too.
dates, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck.
cause like man, and man, cause like that changes the dynamic in boxing. Canelo naming his next opponent changes the dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Because like then Triple G can fight Murata. Triple G can fight what I'm saying Bubu Andrade, Charlo if Charlo's not available. You know what I'm saying Charlo. If they can make that fight, all the 175 pounders. You know what I'm saying? Like 168 pounders. It changes the whole fucking game. Everybody's
Right.
waiting. You know what I mean?
Right. When
And
the
then
fuck is
they can
Earl
start
Spence fight
announcing
getting
fighters.
announced? Like what the fuck, bro?
That's not
That's
official.
one of the fights I want to know. It's official, but when's the fucking date? You see
Oh
what I'm
wow,
saying?
yeah, I
Like,
didn't think
bro,
about that.
that's one of the fights I'm like super excited about.
Yeah, they need to. Yeah, bro, because like honestly, you can only count on like Texas and Florida if you want to plan a date. If you want to plan a date for anything, right? Because like if you want
Right.
to plan a date, if you're trying to do something in Vegas, I don't know if Vegas has the same thing. You know what I'm saying with the C19 shit. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
they can still have like events in Florida and in Texas, the way they work. You know what I mean? But I don't know about like LA or like or Las Vegas. So
Well, I could say
if they can
like
get that shit
throughout
popping,
LA,
yeah,
I ain't heard shit about nothing shutting down like that in LA yet. But shit, that shit kind of comes around fast. You know, that you look up and they'll be telling us
yeah,
everything closing down. Shit.
yeah. I don't think they're gonna do that because I think the financially it's not feasible. You know what I'm saying
Right.
they can mandate like certain things, but not shut things down completely. I think they've given up on that.
Yeah. Fuck that shit. But shit, I don't care
Yeah,
if the
it's
fucking fights get back to the point where it ain't no fucking. I don't give a fuck. Let's get the dates. Let's get it going.
yeah,
I
because
think they got the fear that they ain't gonna be able to really make that revenue back if they make them promises without them crowds. So
they need the crowds. That's some of the money that's going to be coming in. So even though PBC, Showtime, they made money on Canelo, the gate is what really helped them out. The $50 million money, $50 million that they made off of the gate. You know what I'm saying off of Las
right,
Vegas, things like that. That's what helped them out. It pushed them over. So they need that money too, and they especially need that in Texas. It would be perfect in like stadium like the Dallas Cowboys stadium. I'm saying get as many people involved and get as many people in there,
right. That's something I don't. That's the one of
and
the
it's good
only
for the
things I
sport.
don't like about this sport, bro. This is the only sport where they rely on the people. Nah, I know other sports do, but they straightforward about it. Like they relying on us to make the shit happen, and if we ain't there, then they can't make it happen. This shit don't happen with the NBA and the NFL, bro. They need to get more structure in this sport because there shouldn't be no money issues. They should have money from the networks. They shouldn't need our fucking money all the time. I don't think people really understand that shit. Always taken from us for what? Shit should be free. Dumb as fuck.
Yeah, but okay. So I mean, the best move would be to put it on public television. And why
Right,
haven't they like been participating? They did, what I'm saying, for a while. They had NBC boxing, CBS boxing. They have Fox and with PBC. So they're experimenting. They're trying. I think they're trying. All of these networks and promotional companies, they're trying. It's just really hard, man. They're but they're not putting these big giant fights on regular television. They're trying with small fights. You have to throw a big fight. You know what I'm saying? You have to risk it all and be like, yo, let's throw this big fight on a regular channel. That's what they have to do, is throw a big fucking fight and just risk it all. And they're just more worried if the money's gonna come back than anything.
right. Well, shit, they trying other dumbass shit. They want to try apps and all kind of shit, bro. So hopefully they get to the point where they willing to try some shit. 'Cause this shit's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, but the fighters have to also participate too. They have to,
Right,
like, I hate to say this. It's not to say that they deserve to take a pay cut, but they have to take risk with their careers and invest in themselves. So sometimes,
right,
like let's say if they did do, like a regular televised fight, and they said, I'm gonna pay you $1 million, but you're gonna get a percentage off of this if we're successful. I'd rather take a percentage than a check. You know what I'm saying? So if someone's gonna pay
right,
me, $2 million, but I have the potential to make $10 million, but I have to take the risk on myself, then I'd rather do that. I rather, because I believe in myself and I know that I can make that. I know that I can make that 10 million. You know what I'm saying?
right. Oh yeah,
So, and that's
you gotta want
risking.
to earn this shit, bro. They too used to not having to earn it. You see what I'm saying? That's what make it such an insult. Instead of fucking Gary Russell being like, okay, I lost. Now I'm about to go fight Devin for 500K. I'm about to go call him out. I'm about to go fight this fool. I'm gonna go fight Leo for 500 and build myself back up. You see what I'm saying? He's not gonna do that.
Yeah, well,
Motherfucker gonna think he's still worth
Devin would
whatever.
pay him more. Devin would
I
pay
think
him
I agree
definitely a
with
lot
you.
more.
I think I agree with you. I think Devin would still probably give him 1.5 or some shit like that. But is he willing to, you feel me, get in the fucking ring? The
But
fuck?
Devin versus
I get
versus Gary
confused by
Russell.
what happened with that shit, bro. I don't know who to really fucking blame with that shit. People want to blame Gary or blame Devin, but what the fuck is the real reason the fight didn't fucking happen? What the fuck?
Do you think that's still a good fight though? Gary Russell versus
I
Devin
don't.
Haney.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
right
yeah. I want
now.
to see it. I want to see it. You know why? I don't care if it's Gary Russell lost. The ballot,
No, I know,
the
but
fucking beef is there. You feel me? And
but
that's why I would want to see it.
this is the thing now, right?
Right,
Devin Haney is close to being undisputed, and then after being undisputed, if he becomes undisputed, he's gonna be moving up to 140. And Gary Russell's losing at 126, so he's gonna jump 130, move up to 135, and fight Devin Haney.
hey, he want to try to be great. You feel me? Devin don't have to give him shit. I
Yeah, no,
feel
I
where you
know.
coming from there. He don't owe him shit. He shouldn't have to look back. But hey, bro, that beef is there. That man called you out. You feel me? Or you called him out. You feel me? The smoke was there. Fucking finish that business. That's where I'm at with it.
Before before it made sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like Devin Haney was still, building himself up, but now
Right.
I think Devin
You
Haney
feel
has
like he's
surpassed
on a
that.
different stratosphere now.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
Now
you're
he's,
saying.
getting. Yeah, he's not like Gary Russell. And I think that's why Devin Haney's been talking shit about him. Lately he's been like, "Yo, you just got knocked out by a bum. You were talking shit about me." You understand?
Right.
You know,
And he
Gary Russell was
he
talking
not
shit about
wrong.
Terrence
He not
Crawford.
wrong for that shit either. Yeah. Them he lucky Terrence Crawford didn't get to tweeting about his ass. Because he deserves that shit. You feel me? He
Damn,
deserves
man.
that shit.
Yeah, he's on a bad losing streak. Like lost your bill, man. And motherfuckers are sitting on you, bro.
Terrence Crawford said, I got my own bullshit to deal with. I ain't got no time to be clowning nobody on the internet. That's what that shit said. But
Yeah,
Devin, yeah, bro, like he deserved that ridicule, bro. Talking all that shit, bro.
yeah. That's why, like
That's what I
now.
like about boxing. I like them type of upsets. I don't feel bad for Gary Russell like that. I don't.
No, I don't either. But I just want to see uh what's left. What will be left of Gary Russell? Because he's still when you strategize, like, okay, if they're going to feed Gary Russell to the PBC up and coming fighters, like who should he fight, what I'm saying, that's going to benefit him and benefit, the next up and coming fighters, and does he have a chance with them, what I'm saying, and still come back and reclaim his belt, demand a rematch or get a rematch, and who's to say Magsayo doesn't lose his next fight, and if he does lose his next fight, can Gary Russell beat the next up and coming guy versus whether it's what's called it Leo Santa Cruz, Navarrete, what I'm saying? Like, these guys, what's the strategy? What I'm saying? Like, because like, if you're gonna be used, be strategic and then pick your fights and fight these fights and make some money off of it. You know what I'm saying? Because those fights will be good fights and they will be good, exciting fights. And if he could beat those guys, he will be, it will redeem him. You know what I'm saying?
Look like that fight between Gary Russell Jr. and Maxayo almost at 1 million views already. The highlights on YouTube. The shit is going viral. Maxayo already doing
Damn.
interviews on.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
I'm about to put you on, bro. I'm gonna put you on to the boxing, bro. You gotta check it out.
Yo,
My
I gotta
bad,
go
H. What
pee.
you
I'll be
say,
right
bro?
back, and I want to go smoke some weed. Y'all hold
all
it
right, for
down. Y'all hold
sure.
it down.
Okay, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking at the highlights on YouTube right now, and that shit is at 925,000 views already in 6 hours, almost at 1 million.
Damn.
Yep, that shit is going
Everybody
viral
know
right now.
about
This
that
fight,
shit.
motherfucker, going
Everybody know
viral.
about that shit by the morning. That shit
Uh
not
huh.
good.
And I already see. Listen, Maxayo, that motherfucker became a star, man. Like this dude is big time in the Philippines now. Kind of remind me of this whole thing with Cambosis, the way Cambosis came to America and whooped some ass and went back to his country as a star. I think that's kind of
Right.
like what Max Sayo did.
Shit. I think that's the formula to become a star, bro. You gotta upset somebody. That's just what it is. That's how it's always been.
You think what you think about Max Sayo versus Leo Santa Cruz? Who you think win that fight?
I'm gonna say Maxayo because of the power. I think he'll get him out of there. What'd you
Hell
say,
yeah.
fam? I mean, I watch the UFC, but only for the big fights. I watch the UFC, but only for the big fights. Like I'm getting more into it. I'm about the boxing though. You feel me? Yo, H, you still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Hell yeah, I'm trying to put my coworker onto this boxing shit, man.
Man, shit, he got to watch a good fight. We got to put him on a good fight or a good fighter. You know what I mean? Probably
Right,
tell him check out Boots or some because Boots so flashy. Boots. Most people like Boots, his style and shit. Put him on like a Terrence
right.
Crawford. You know what I mean? Put him on like a good ass fight. Somebody got to make a statement. He can't. If he watch a motherfucker go in and fight a boring ass fight, he probably, man, this boxing shit is some bullshit. That nigga
Yeah.
probably want to see somebody
Can't
get
show him no
busy.
corny ass fight. We gotta show him somebody that's top notch skills. You feel me? Show
Hell
him an
yeah.
Earl Spence fight. Earl
Yeah, like
Spence fight in
mm-hmm.
fucking April or whatever. I'm gonna make sure I have a fight party, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Do
You
something
gotta
like
be
that.
like one of the good fights, man. Like Canelo Charlo type shit. I think that what I mean that'd be
Hell
a
yeah.
good fight.
That would be fire. Everybody like when Canelo fight, bro. Yeah, everybody watch Canelo. I know you was gonna say that. He watched Canelo though, H. You hear
Oh,
that
so you
shit?
know about Canelo already.
Hell yeah, motherfuckers know about Canelo.
So he said Boots said Gary definitely won. I think Boots said Gary can win the rematch. Nah, it wasn't Boots that did he say that? Or was it it
He
was
different.
Fulton. Fulton said that. Fulton said he thought Gary won the fight, but
Right.
I don't even care what they think. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I feel like Mark Maxayo won the fight easy, man. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, he was outworking Gary Russell Jr. He was landing the harder shots, and Gary Russell fought with one arm. So, Gary Russell wasn't even he didn't have no power behind his punches, bro. Gary got his ass beat, and I don't want to hear no excuses from anybody, man. Listen, you know what I mean? He got to take his loss like a man. No, it wasn't no robbery. Gary got his ass whooped. That motherfucker Max Sayo landed 81 punches more than Gary Russell Jr. And he threw like 300 more punches. He was more busy and he landed more shots. So what else do you want? He landed the power shots on Gary. Gary wasn't doing shit in there but running, dog. He tried to survive in there. Gary got to stop being a sore loser. You got your ass whooped, bro. He's a bitter man. Like, he bitter. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Can't take his loss like a fucking man, bro. Nobody want to hear no goddamn excuses from Gary Russell and his fan base. Gary Russell got his ass whooped, bro. Point blank, period. That's exactly what happened. Gary won a few rounds in there. He probably won like 4 rounds, but he was losing the rest of the fight. That shit was just like T.O. and Cambosis. T.O. was playing around. T.O. wasn't staying active. T.O. was celebrating, and he got his ass beat. And then he made some excuses after the motherfucking fight. We don't want to hear none of that shit. Point blank, period, man. We don't want to hear nothing about your injury, bro. Nobody forced you to fight with an injury. You wanted to fight. You needed the money, bro. But when Bill Haney and Devin Haney, they offered you your big payday, you turned that shit down. But you'd rather lose to the Filipino fighter. But you don't want to give a young black fighter an opportunity. Gary Russell, bro. Gary Russell got what he deserved, bro. Point blank, period. We don't want to hear no excuses, bro. You should get your coworker to watch Ebony Bridges weigh in. He'll be a boxing fan then. Oh yeah, she be going out with them thongs and shit, with her titties out at the weigh-in and shit. You know, shit. She gonna make a lot of fans, huh? You know, what about Alicia Baumgardner? She looks straight too. She be looking bad at the weigh-ins too. You know. But yeah, man, I see Clarissa Shields, man. She got her fight coming up soon. I want to see what's up with Clarissa Shields, see what she gonna do coming up, man. You know, so man, we got some fights this Saturday, Toby. Toby, we got Mukabu. We know Canelo, he was talking about going to cruiserweight to fight Mukabu. Well, Mukabu was fighting Saturday. And if Mukabu wants that Canelo fight, he must win this Saturday. I know everybody talking about Canelo fighting Charlo. I'm not sure what Canelo's going to do. Nobody know what Canelo's going to do. Maybe Canelo fights Charlo. He might fight Mukabu. But Mukabu must win on Saturday. I think the guy Mukabu's fighting got like 3 losses anyway. I know, shout out to my boy YB, Young Billy. YB said he felt like I think YB said he felt like Mukabu was gonna lose the fight. Let's see what my boy Toby funny. Toby said, "Oh yeah, H, she's hot as shit. For real, you like her? What about Clarissa Shields? What about Alicia Baumgardner? You like Alicia Baumgardner? Clarissa Shields? Yo, since Clarissa Shields got all this money, she been looking good now, man. She fixed her teeth up and shit. You know what I mean? Clarissa Shields been looking straight lately. You know, that money, man, shit. When you rich, you could change the way you look nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So Clarissa, you know, she got that money now. Now she looking straight though. She look good now though. You know.
Yeah. I like
What's good?
Clarissa
What's
Shields.
good?
I'm back.
What,
I'm back. I'm back.
yeah. What you think about Clarissa Shields, man? You think she fine?
Uh, I see. This is the thing with me. No. With all due respect, like you know, like when you respect women, you know what I'm saying? Like I respect Clarissa Shields for her abilities, for her skills, for her talent. So that is attractive to me. You know what I'm saying? So, but is she attractive? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, but not like super attractive. What attracts me is her hunger, her intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Like her, what I'm saying? Like her skills. Her ring IQ. Like if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yo, Kazi, I'll be right back, Kazi. Yo, Q, you there, Q?
Yeah, I got
I'm
this.
out keep calling Kush Q and shit. Kush, you still there, Kush? I'll be right. Give me like 3 minutes. Right back.
Yeah, yeah,
Holla
I
at the
got this.
chat. Holla my boy Toby Bartlett and my boy JR.
Yeah,
I'll be right back, bro.
yo, Amanda Serrano is a 7 world champion and is gorgeous. So yeah, she's very attractive. Yeah, and some people they don't give a lot of these women fighters that credit. You know what I'm saying? Because like, bro, we look ugly too when we have fucking broken noses, fucking fucked up cheeks and ears that are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Men boxers look fucking fucked up. So and you can't, it's the same for women. They get hit in the nose, their nose get broken. Some women, they don't even try to fix their nose. They don't, they're just like, fuck it, my nose got fucked up. It's, it is what it is. So they're not surgically trying to fix it or enhance it or change it. So salute to them. Imagine like getting cauliflower ear, but you're a female. It's crazy, right? So yeah, but you also had Mia St. John. I don't know if y'all remember her. Mia St. John was a Playboy model, actually. So you want to talk about women boxers? She was, talented, champion. You know what I'm saying? Was around for a long time. Was also a Playboy model. Uh, Layla Ali, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. And would the debate be like who's more attractive as far as like women? You know what I'm saying, that we have in this generation as before. You know what I'm saying, like the Mia St. Johns, Layla Ali's. You know, J.R. Smith, Eubanks versus Liam Williams. How do you see it? You break it down. Let me know. So, Toby Barley, you said, yep, Alicia, the one for me. Now she took my number one spot. She got great looks, intelligence, and ability. There you go. Yeah, you have to have a little bit of combination of everything. It depends on what you find attractive. Not everybody finds just looks attractive. Then looks could be good. I mean, looks are good. I'm saying, don't get me wrong. But, so did y'all hear anything about like Teofimo working with Eddie Reynoso coming soon? They're gonna be fighting and working together. Did anybody heard anything about that? Those are rumors and shit. Trying to keep up with chat. All right, let's go back to some other questions. I don't know if each covered this, but Toby, he said Eddie Hearn, they were going to get all the options Canelo has together and go through. Oh, so that's the thing. What would be the options with Eddie Hearns and Canelo? You know what I'm saying? Because like, if they can give him some good options for for the rest of the year, then what's it called? The Zone can sell this, their yearly subscription. I think that they can do what 2-3 million and a yearly subscription. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. If they can get Canelo 3 fights, and who would be the next three fights. Same thing with Showtime. If Showtime and PBC can give Canelo two fights, they could give him Charlo and Benavides. That's $100 million. You know what I'm saying? And that's for their what's it called for their pay-per-view. So those are game-changing numbers. That's what I think the negotiations are taking a long time because they should have announced this card a long time ago. According to Eddie Reynoso, they said it was going to be a year. I mean, a week. So I think we've passed that. So I'm gonna look it up again on Twitter and see where
So, so,
when he
so
said that.
Kazi, you're talking about
Yeah,
you're pretty much talking about the options on the zone for Canelo Alvarez. So
hmm
I'm gonna tell you the
yeah,
options. You got a possible fight with Dimitri Bivol, the light heavyweight champion at 175. That's a possibility. Dimitri Bivol, okay. Also, Boo Boo Andrade, right? Boo Boo Andrade. If Andrade wants to move up to 168, but Canelo said he would never fight him. That's an option, and also a third fight with Triple G. So those I think are the only three fights that the zone got for him. What you think about those fights?
yeah.
Andrade, Canelo said he would never fight him. Andrade already said Boo Boo is a terrible fighter. You know, um, Triple G, I think Canelo said he doesn't care about a third fight with Triple G, but he also said he would do it. So and the fight with Dimitri Bivol, I like that fight with Bivol though. I think that's a good fight. What about you?
Yeah, yeah. But so with Bivol, it would be like a $30 million fight, right? But if you could get a total package, if you could get Triple G, Bubu Andrade, and Bivol, you can ask for $120 million, 40 million for each fight, right? But if you only wanted to do one fight with Bivol, it would be $30 million, if that makes sense. Because like Bivol is not gonna really change the numbers. Because like if you have those three fights in a year, then you're gonna have people paying for that subscription. You know what I'm saying? A yearly subscription for to the zone. I mean, so like if you have 3 times 8, which is what the yearly fee for their subscription. So it's $80 for their subscriptions. So you times that times three. So that's gonna be 240. So that's $240 million. You know what I'm saying to increase. You know what I'm saying your numbers by 3 million if you have Canelo. That's just a small fraction because the people that are gonna be resigning to the zone. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I would say it would be 3 million people. I'm saying because if you're doing 800,000 views on pay-per-view that you have to pay $80, most people would rather pay $100 for yearly subscriptions when they can have a fighter fight three times a year as opposed to paying one time for one fight. If that makes sense.
The zone got the money, bro, for Canelo nowadays. I mean, the zone they
Yeah,
haven't
but
been
they have
spending the
to though.
money the way they used to.
But see, that helps the rest of the fighters. So if I said Canelo would get 120 million for those three fights, right? You know what I'm saying? So you made 260 million off of that. So now you have a budget of let's say of 60 million. So it'd be 180 million. So you're already 80 million plus over what you invested in. You know what I'm saying? So that's a profit. You know what I'm saying? Give or take, right? Because they're also going to be selling to other small televisions. You know what I'm saying? All around the world. That's what the zone would make, but they have the exclusive rights to the actual fight. I mean, so now that would increase the numbers to have a budget for what I'm saying. If you're going to pay Bubu Andrade 3 million for a fight, and then his opponent a million, to fight him, and then you're going to have so on and so forth. If you have a Virgil Ortiz, or you have Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, like that comes into the
Hey,
budget.
bro, I've been listening to y'all. Why I can't hear Kazi H? I only hear you. You hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you, Kush. Can you hear Kazi?
Nah, I just only hear you.
You can't hear me? Hello?
I've been hearing you ask some questions, but I
Yeah,
can't
I
hear
hear
him
you,
talking.
Kazi. Hey, come back in, Kush.
Yeah, you
Kush,
can hear
come
me.
back in. I'm gonna drop
All right.
the link. Come back in,
Is it
Kush.
because you're? I think
Nah,
it's
I think
because he's in this channel. Is it on
it's all
YouTube? Can
good.
y'all
He
hear
gonna
me?
come back. I'm gonna drop.
Maybe
I'm
YouTube.
gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hear
I think
you. Now you hear me, right?
no, no, in YouTube. Yeah, I hear you. But is it because we're in here or in there?
No, no. I think it's probably something to do with his connection,
Yep.
probably. Cause I hear you good.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I think I
So
don't know.
Kazi, when you gonna you do your first live, man?
Well, that's the game plan, bro. Once I get it all together, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it the right way. I mean, so yeah, man. I'm not afraid to build. That's the thing. A lot of motherfuckers just wanna get to do whatever they're gonna do, bro. We're gonna build. You know what I'm saying? It's the takeover.
The takeover. Hey, you know this is the first channel right here. You on right here? You did you subscribe to it yet?
Yeah, I've been subscribed. That's how I knew.
Okay, for
I'm
sure.
subscribed to it already. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is just a test, right?
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I just wanted to
This
go
is
live
the
on this channel.
this is the H Money Boxing, the
Yeah,
MMA
yeah.
one,
This
right?
the H Money boxing one. That's why I just wanted to go live on it because I haven't, really put shit out on this one. So wanted to drop something on
Yeah,
this
no.
one real quick. Keep giving them some content right
Let's see
here.
who's
Let's see what Toby Bartlett is talking about. Young Toby Bartlett. He said the zone already had a separate Canelo fund back when he was a Golden Boy fighter, so that money must be still available from somewhere. Yeah, man. The zone had
I
Canelo, man, and
no, I don't
Canelo
think there's.
left, bro. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think they still have that money left. I think that's gone. You know what I'm saying? Because like they ended up going to court. They had to pay some of that money. I mean, Canelo kind of did what Terence Crawford is doing now. You know what I'm saying? As far as like a breach of contract. So Canelo was told that he was going to be able to fight whoever he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And he was going to get guaranteed a certain a type of money. So I guess Golden Boy and DAZN didn't agree, and then Canelo sued them. So he was like, "Fuck that shit," and managed to get out of both of them. So that's when you apply a pressure to your promoter. That's what's gonna happen. Some of these promoters, they will keep on getting you until you fight back. You never know what you can do until you fight back. If that makes sense. Because if Canelo tried to let them take advantage of him, then he wouldn't be where he's at. He still did
Exactly.
business with his own,
Now he's
but
getting more money per
now
fight.
if you put it, I was getting more money. Exactly. Yep. Because but unless you fight back and you say, hey, this is not right, and I know I have rights, and I know that I can win, and I'm going to challenge you, then that's what happens. So we don't know.
The hell yeah, man. Shit. The zone, man, they fucked up, man, when they lost Canelo Alvarez, bro. Canelo is the face of boxing. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The biggest name in boxing. The zone was saying, oh, pay-per-view is dead because we got Canelo. We got the last pay-per-view star right here, Canelo Alvarez, fighting on this app with no pay-per-view, Canelo Alvarez. That's why the zone was talking all that shit. Pay-per-view is dead. Pay-per-view is dead. I don't hear the zone saying that anymore since Canelo left.
Well, now if PBC can get Canelo back again, I think they have an argument to say that uh what's it called it pay per view is not dead. If they can get Canelo back, cause like what's left of PBC, Showtime, pay per view, you know what I'm saying, or even Fox, what would be left? Who besides Wilder, you know what I'm saying, is a pay per view star?
Oh, well,
Spence, right?
you got Earl Spence. Got Earl Spence. We got
Tank.
yeah, Tank Davis.
Yeah, but
Tank Davis. Yep.
what would be what would classify you pay per view star status? Is it 200,000? Is it 400,000? Is it 500,000? Where is the cap?
But,
Like,
man, back then it was like a million at one
yeah,
point.
exactly.
You know,
Not even, what we consider a valued pay-per-view star, which is Canelo, is not even reaching a million.
well, Tank Davis, he hasn't reached a million or even came close to that number, but he's consistently on pay per view every time he fights now. So he fought Leo Santa Cruz on pay per view. He fought Mario Barrios on a pay per view, and then he fought against Isaac Cruz on a pay per view. So that's, I think, being a consistent fighter, consistently fighting on pay per view. I think that's what, I wouldn't say that makes you a pay per view star. It's not making you a pay per view star, but you know, you're a pay per view fighter consistently. Like Earl Spence, he fought against Mikey Garcia on pay per view. Then he fought Danny Garcia on pay per view, right? He fought Sean Porter on pay per view.
Yeah.
3 fights in a row on pay per view. So Earl Spence is no longer a free fighter to watch. You got to pay to watch Earl Spence. You got to pay to watch Tank Davis. So pay
Now,
per
but
view star is like Canelo. I think he's like the last pay per view star we got.
I
Like
would
who fights
throw,
in America, I would say
yeah.
it's Canelo.
I mean, we could say AJ, if he was like promoted by
He,
an American promoter. You know what I'm saying? Like if he wasn't with the Zone, people would pay to watch him. I would say he's always
yeah,
exciting.
but for American fighters,
Yeah,
uh,
that's what we have left, right? Fury. Well, if he's not American,
yeah,
you're right.
Fury did some good numbers on pay per view in America with Wilder. So
Yeah.
Fury, yeah, he fights on American pay per view. So you got Fury, even though he's not American. We going by American fighters or just fighters period that fight in
Fighters,
America?
period. Fighters that will make pay-per-view money in America, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you got Tyson Fury, we got Canelo Alvarez, Deontay Wilder, Earl Spence, Tank Davis, Terrence Crawford. I mean,
Right?
I wouldn't. I mean, Terrence, his numbers are lower than all of those guys we just mentioned, right?
No, didn't Tank Davis numbers were like 50 something that
Yeah,
they
but
report?
I mean, that's what they said. That's what some people said, but you know, um, I'm not sure exactly. But he did his pay per views are higher than Terrence Crawford's though. Like his pay per view with I think Leo Santa Cruz did 250, and then his fight with Barrios did around the same amount. But I think Terrence Crawford, he just fought Sean Porter. He was like 190,000, and that's the most pay per views Terrence Crawford ever did in his career. And Terrence Crawford, he
Yeah,
goes from fighting on pay per view to back fighting on ESPN. Like his fight with Kell Brook was an ESPN fight. His fight with Mean Machine was on
yeah,
ESPN. So he's not consistently on pay per view. They'll put him on a pay per view for one fight and put him back on ESPN for another. But Tank, since he's been
yeah,
on pay per view, he's never went back to regular TV or Earl Spence. You know,
yeah.
even though they don't do
Now,
big numbers and shit like crazy numbers or anything, but they're consistently fighting on pay per views.
but so do you remember Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.?
Yes.
When he would like he had so many fights on pay-per-view, like he would have like almost like every 3 months he would have a pay-per-view fight for like $30, you know what I'm saying? And he would get crazy numbers, like $30, but like he would get like a million pay-per-views for some fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, something stupid. I don't want to say a million, but like, like 600,000 or, some crazy fucking number. You know what I'm saying? He was selling nonstop. And I was like, God damn, like how, but he oversold himself and people started catching up. And that's when he started had to, really fighting motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But if you look back, Julio Cesar Chavez had pay per view fights almost all the fucking time.
Yeah, and one of the biggest pay per view stars we had, Manny Pacquiao, retired. So, he just retired. So, you know, um,
Man,
my boy Toby Bartlett said Thurman is on pay per view now too. Yeah, he fought Manny Pacquiao on pay per view. He hasn't fought like in 3 years, but now he's back. He came back to boxing and he's fighting on pay per view again against Mario Barrios. I don't think that's a pay per view worthy fight, to be honest with you, man. But he's fighting on pay per view, so I mean Thurman, he's not relevant right now, Thurman, bro. Keith Thurman hasn't won a fight like in 4 years. So a lot of boxing fans they forgot about Keith Thurman. Seriously.
Now with Thurman, right? He wasn't a pay-per-view star before Manny Pacquiao. So now and you lost, you're not a pay-per-view star afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I mean? Just because you fought a pay-per-view star, which was Manny Pacquiao, doesn't make you a pay-per-view star after you lose after him. Just like with Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant was never a pay-per-view star before he fought uh Canelo. Now is he a pay-per-view star after? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna watch, Caleb Plant versus, you know what I'm saying, a Truex, or you know what I'm saying, like somebody like that, or a uh what's his name? The dog. He has a brother.
Oh,
Fuck.
Darrell.
Darrell, right? Like, would you pay for a Darrell versus Plant on pay per view?
Hell no. Fuck
You know what
no.
I'm saying? Right? And that would kind of, I mean, we would give Thurman more credit because he fought, a lot of great opponents, but he wasn't a pay per view star before that. Now it doesn't make him
Facts.
a pay per view star now. You know what I'm saying? After he lost, you know what I'm saying? And now you asking for 75, bro? No.
Yeah, you try to come back in. Maybe you can hear. You could probably hear him now, though. You probably have to drop off and come back in. That's probably what it was. But yeah, man,
I was worried.
Thurman is not relevant. Like Thurman hasn't been. He hasn't been a factor in boxing ever since that Manny Pacquiao fight. And before that, Thurman lost his buzz because the injuries. He lost the buzz because of the injuries, inactivity like Gary Russell Jr. And on top of that, he was ducking fights. Keith Thurman avoided Earl Spence Jr. And a lot of fight fans, they don't forgive when you openly duck a fight. So I feel like Keith Thurman definitely lost his buzz, bro. And to put him back on a pay-per-view after he just got his ass whooped by Pacquiao, and then you match him up with Barrios, who just got knocked out by Tank, come on, man. I don't like that pay-per-view at all, bro. Hell no,
And
man.
and he was getting hurt in some of these fights with Josecito Lopez. You know what I'm saying? With what's his name? The Puerto Rican dude with the Virgin Mary on his chest.
You said the Puerto
Uh,
Rican kid?
the Puerto Rican dude, bald head with what's it called? A Virgin Mary on his chest, big ass tattoo. What is his name?
Which weight
Luis
class he fight at?
147. Luis Calazo.
Oh yeah, Luis Colazo, yeah.
I'm saying they were showing the type of way to beat Keith Thurman. I'm saying pressure and then use wide shots. You know what I'm saying? So you're almost like standing like with your legs wide and then throwing like these crazy wide shots and like looping. You know what I'm saying? And then catching them because like Thurman tries to escape. You know what I'm saying? He tries to like move around. When he's getting pressure, he tries to move around. So Josecito would use these wide shots where he would throw where like he anticipated Keith Thurman trying to go towards. You know what I'm saying? Like you step to the side and you throw at the same time. It looks a little crazy and it doesn't make sense, but like that's how he was catching.
Hell yeah. So Thurman versus Barrios, man, that's like what 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, you got a lot of fights that same day. You got a bunch of fights on. You got like 3 cards. The Zone got a fight, a PBC got a fight, and Top Rank. So there's a lot of competition to put that fight on a pay-per-view for $74.99. That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's
So
ridiculous.
this is the thing, H. So tonight a lot of people stream the UFC fights, but their numbers are still doing really well. The UFC, everybody knows that people stream their fights, but their numbers are doing really well. So what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? That they can keep a loyal customer. Because like these promotional companies, they're saying that people are stealing, the or just streaming the fights and things like that.
Put the fights on free TV. Put the fights on Fox. Therefore, people wouldn't have to illegally stream it. Put the fights on Fox. Put the fights on FS1. Put more fights on Showtime. That's what I think, bro. You know what I mean? And put the big fights on pay-per-view, the fights that the people want to see. You know, but if you keep putting bullshit fights on pay-per-view, ain't nobody gonna buy that shit. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, you're overselling. You know, it's like too much of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like, you know, it hurts them more. Like this is gonna hurt Keith Thurman more as opposed to being like on Fox regular television. It would help Keith Thurman more being on Fox regular television than him having a fight on pay-per-view. Does that make sense?
Hell yeah, it
Imagine
would.
if
It would
Keith
help
Thurman
them
said,
more. It would help them more,
you
you
know what I'm
know,
saying? Like I'm
because
gonna
go ahead.
people will remember, oh, that's the guy that fought Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, he's coming back. He's back in that ring. He's gonna fight Mario Barrios. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're excited about that shit. And then have more eyes on you. And then be like, all right, you know, win in spectacular fashion and then fight your next opponent, you know what I'm saying, on regular Showtime and then your next opponent on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Your next opponent would be a Boots or Virgil Ortiz, and then your next opponent would be, you know what I'm saying, Thurman or Spence, and the fans would want that. I mean,
Hey, see, that's how Keith Thurman made a name for himself fighting on free TV. He fought Danny Garcia on, I believe, CBS. He fought he
I think
fought
it was
against
Channel
Sean
5,
Porter.
NBC, NBC, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, on NBC. Fought Sean Porter on free TV. Over like 4 million people watched those fights. So and then he made a name for himself by calling out Floyd Mayweather. He was cloud chasing Floyd Mayweather, saying his name in every interview. So that's how Keith made a buzz, you know. And you know, I think maybe they need to put him back on Fox. You know, put him back on free TV so Keith could make a name for himself again. But to me, honestly, I really don't think Keith Thurman is the same fighter that he once was. I think the injuries really hurt Keith Thurman, really hurt him, and also, you know, the lack of activity, ring rust, you know, not being active, that really fucked him up. That really fucked up
Yeah.
Keith, man.
Yo, H, I'll be right back. It's been
For
snowing
sure,
out
my
here.
boy.
I gotta move the snow around.
It's all good.
It's
It's all
snowing
good, my
out here
boy.
in Chicago like crazy, bro. So it's about 7 in the morning. Everybody doesn't start coming out. So I'll be right back.
Okay, my boy. No, don't worry about it. Yo, everybody hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Just man, I'm still shocked what happened to Gary Russell Jr., man. Gary Russell Jr. had a lot to say about everybody in boxing. He talked shit about everybody, but you couldn't fucking get the win. It's fucking embarrassing, bro. These motherfuckers over here overlooking opponents. This man, Gary Russell Jr., did the same exact thing as Teofimo Lopez. Everybody got on Teofimo Lopez's ass. Everybody had something to say about Teofimo Lopez when he did the same shit as Gary Russell. Gary Russell Jr. overlooked Mark Magsayo. Overlooked him. Gary Russell was talking about fighting Devin Haney. Gary Russell Jr. was clout chasing Terrence Crawford. Gary Russell Jr. was calling out Tank Davis. He's calling out Chris Colbert. This nigga calling out everybody. He's not even focused on his fucking opponent, Mark Magsayo. Very similar to what happened to Teofimo Lopez. What up, Gerald Fields? What's good, MOB, man? You know what it is, man. We the mob. You know what I'm saying? What if Mario Barrios win? What would be next for Keith Thurman? Maybe retirement at that point. He damn near be a journeyman at that point. If you lose to Mario Barrios and you just got your ass whooped by Manny Pacquiao, you know, I'm not sure what Keith Thurman to do if he lose that fight. I don't see Keith Thurman beating none of the young bucks. I don't see Keith Thurman beating Boots Ennis. Hopefully, we'll feed him to Boots Ennis, and I don't even think Keith Thurman will fight Boots. Keith Thurman wanted Floyd Mayweather to give him an opportunity, but Keith Thurman, bitch ass, he never gave Earl Spence an opportunity. Keith Thurman, he never gave fucking Terrence Crawford an opportunity. Get the fuck out of here, Keith Thurman. But your bitch ass was calling out Floyd Mayweather for fucking years, bro. clout chasing Floyd. You was begging Floyd for a fucking fight, but you won't even give Boots Ennis a fight, bro. So fuck you, Keith Thurman. That's what I'm gonna say. What up, my boy? I don't know, man. Feed him to the wolves, Gerald. Fuck it. Feed him to Boots. But his bitch ass won't even fight Boots. But he'll fight Mario Barrios coming off a knockout loss. What's more impressive for Keith Thurman? If Keith Thurman beat a young, undefeated Jaron Ennis, or Keith Thurman beating a fucking Mario Barrios coming off a knockout loss at 140 pounds by a fucking lightweight Tank Davis? You tell me. I wish they feed Keith Thurman to the wolves, Gerald. Feed him to the motherfucking wolves, man. I don't see Keith Thurman beating none of the top guys right now. I don't see Keith Thurman beating Terrence Crawford. I don't see Keith Thurman beating Earl Spence. And I don't see Keith Thurman beating Jaron Ennis. Even at 154, you move up to 154, you got bigger guys. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Keith Thurman, probably against Erickson Lubin. Fuck it. Keith Thurman move up to 154, fight against Erickson Lubin. Something like that. But he won't do that. Keith Thurman, he won't give a young fighter an opportunity, man. Unless it's somebody that he feel like he's gonna win. Keith Thurman pick and choose who he want to fight, bro. Those guys at the PBC, they really getting fed up with Keith Thurman. Those guys is fed up with Keith Thurman. Al Heyman and them dudes, they fed up with Keith, man. Steven Espinoza, these guys are fed up with Keith Thurman. But guess what? He got this fight with Mario Barrios on a pay-per-view. When you guys see these pay-per-view numbers on this shit, you're going to be like, man, that it wasn't even worth it. Once y'all see the pay-per-view numbers for Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios, you're going to say that's some bullshit. And Keith Thurman talk like he a fucking megastar. Like he's something special. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, Keith. For sure. Let's see what my boy Gerald said. He said he will be back on top if he beat Boots. Yeah, but he don't want to give Boots an opportunity. He don't want to fight Boots. They asked Keith Thurman, do you know who Jaron Ennis is? Matter of fact, no, they asked him about Jaron Ennis because Jaron Ennis called them out. They asked Keith Thurman, would you fight Jaron Ennis? He said, I don't know who Jaron Ennis is. Trying to act like he's some big shot, like he don't know Boots. Bitch ass nigga. Motherfucking Floyd Mayweather talked about Boots Ennis. Floyd Mayweather, the greatest fighter that ever lived, nigga. Floyd Mayweather, he talked about how good Jaron Ennis is. But you don't know Jaron Ennis, Keith Thurman? And Floyd Mayweather, who's a fucking megastar, he know Jaron Ennis, but you don't. Keith Thurman making himself look stupid out here, bro. He's not cool at all. What up, though? What up, my boy LP? Luis Phillips, what up, LP? What's good? He said, fuck Keith Thurman. Fuck Keith sometime Thurman. All cap, all talk, no action. He don't want no smoke with the top guys, man. He don't want no smoke, Keith Thurman, bro. I don't appreciate that shit, Keith Thurman, man. That motherfucker, he will fight people that he know he can beat. That's the only time Keith Thurman will get in a ring with somebody when he feel like he can beat somebody. The reason he fought Manny Pacquiao, he thought Manny Pacquiao was washed up. He thought he could beat Manny Pacquiao. He saw Manny Pacquiao, 42 years old. I could beat him. I'll take that fight. But when Earl Spence was calling you out, you wanted no smoke with Earl. When Jaron Ennis called you out, a young lion, you don't want no smoke with him. But yeah, you fought Keith Thurman fought Danny Garcia, who came up from 140 with no problem. Keith Thurman, he fought Sean Porter, the same Sean Porter who got beat by Kell Brook. He will fight those guys, though. That's why, I'm not a Keith Thurman fan because he does too much capping, similar to Gary Russell. And we saw what happened to Gary Russell. Keith Thurman already got his ass whooped, so Manny Pacquiao already took care of him. Keith Thurman can't beat Boots, but can fight them and get a lot of respect. I hope so. Shit, fight him. What's stopping him? He should fight him, but he won't fight him though. He won't because he know he can't fuck with Boots. Keith Thurman had his time, bro. His time is up. Keith Thurman is no longer the same fighter, bro. He's no longer, Keith one-time Thurman who was knocking people out. When was the last time Keith Thurman got a knockout? Years ago, about 6 years ago. He's no longer the same fighter, man. You dig? Keith Thurman really got to step his game up, man. People are fed up with Keith Thurman at this point, bro. I know I'm fed up with Keith Thurman. All that capping he be doing. He said, H, do you think Clayton versus Boots is a big fight? And do you think Clayton can make it past 8 rounds? I don't think it's a big fight because Clayton is not a big name. It takes 2 to tango. Boots needs to get in there with another fighter with a big name. Another fighter with a buzz that people talk about, that people want to see. You don't hear people talking about Clayton like that. So it's not a big fight, but it's a good fight. You know what I mean? I saw Clayton against Lipinets. I thought Clayton fought a good fight against Lipinets. How many rounds will Clayton last? Will he make it past 8 rounds? Nah, I don't think so. I think Boots might stop him in 8. It might go about 8 rounds because Clayton, from what I remember from Clayton is a good boxer and he can move. I think Clayton is Canadian, if I'm not mistaken. Clayton is a good boxer. He has some good movement, but Boots is too much, man. With Boots, man, you got to pick your poison. Boots can knock you out. Boots can outbox you. Boots can do it all, man. So I got Boots in this, man, probably 8 rounds. At the maximum, 8 rounds, but Boots might stop him before that. But I know Clayton is a good boxer that can move because I saw Clayton in that fight against Sergey Lipinets, and Clayton was a good boxer in there. He boxed a good fight. But Boots is on a different level. Look, Clayton lost to Sergey Lipinets. He lost that fight. And we saw what Boots did to Sergey Lipinets. Boots destroyed Sergey Lipinets, So Boots beat the man that beat Clayton. So, man, yeah. Boots, you say make it past 8 rounds. It probably will go 8 rounds, but I wouldn't be surprised if Boots stop him in about 5 rounds, something like that. Maybe like 5 rounds. Maybe even faster. Remember what Boots did to Thomas Delorme. Destroyed Thomas Delorme. But Clayton is a good boxer. Clayton knows how to move and shit. He got good movement, good footwork, good speed and shit. But Boots is way better. Boots, better speed, better movement, more power. Boots is the real deal, man. I think I'm sold on Boots. And I don't think Clayton got the power. Clayton doesn't have the power. Boots is not going to respect him. Boots not going to respect that motherfucker, bro. Boots going to run right through his ass and making excuses. Yeah, let me see this shit. Let's see what LP talking about. LP. He said Dante going to be crying for Gary Russell and making excuses. They already making excuses for him. Shit, my boy, what's his name? Man, a lot of people making excuses, bro. Method said that fucking Gary Russell won the fight. You know what I mean? So, people, man, they gonna defend their favorite fighters no matter what. Because Method is from that area. Method is from Baltimore. I think Baltimore and DC and all of that, they call that the DMV. You know what I mean? Isn't Baltimore part of the DMV? I'm not sure. But it's close by and shit, man. So I think Method likes Gary Russell Jr. You know what I mean? He supports him. But Method, low-key was making excuses for Gary. Oh, he was injured. This and that. It was a robbery and all that. Method, I don't think Method said it was a robbery. But Blue Blood, I seen Blue Blood made a video, said it was a robbery. Blue Blood. So they already, making excuses for these guys, man. So it is what it is, man. Once they favorite fighter take a loss, you start hearing all these excuses. Why they lost. He lost because of the shoulder and all that. He lost because he was injured. He lost because of ring rust. He lost because the PBC set him up. He lost because of Al Heyman. You know what I mean? Motherfucker even say they lose because of man, because of race and all of that shit. You hear all these goddamn excuses, bro. But Gary Russell got his ass whooped, man. Point blank, period. He got his ass whooped. And now we got a new star in boxing, Mark Magsayo, who did his thing, man. And he deserved the credit, you know. He went out there, he took care of business. He beat up Gary Russell, he whooped his ass. Gary Russell got fucked up. Mark Magsayo beat the fuck out of Gary Russell in there, man. Beat that motherfucker ass, bro. No cap. He lost because of the gloves. Yeah, remember that excuse? That was the worst one. Oh, he cheated. He had egg weights in his glove. Loaded gloves. Mark Breland spiked my water. All of that crazy ass shit. Motherfucker make up anything when they lose, bro. That motherfucker Gary Russell said he won the fight 10 rounds to 2. That's the same thing Teofimo Lopez said. Now, these same guys that was clowning T.O. and saying T.O. was being a delusional. Come on, man. You got to say the same thing about Gary Russell. Gary Russell, very similar to Teofimo Lopez in his loss. What's good, bro?
I mean, that's what's gonna happen. They're just, they're not gonna accept it. It might take time, but you have to be prepared for these type of situations. If you lose, you know what I'm saying? Let the better man win. It's his night. It's his victory. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a disservice to the your opponent, to yourself even. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's bad about the sports is when people are not gonna give credit to their opponent and they won and they want to have excuses. So you have to be prepared when you win and when you lose. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you have to accept it.
Yeah, they're making excuses like a motherfucker. Kush, man, they talking crazy. It was a robbery. The PBC set up Gary Russell to lose. That's what they're saying. Politics. Magsayo is a star now, bro. Gary Russell got his ass whooped. Gary Russell he's being delusional. Gary Russell said he won the fight 10 rounds to 2. That's the same thing T.O. said. T.O. said he won the fight 10 rounds to 2 against Kambosos. Man, look at the similarities in this shit. Listen, Mark Magsayo is Manny Pacquiao's protege from the Philippines. Mark Magsayo is Manny Pacquiao's fighter. George Kambosos Jr., Manny Pacquiao's sparring partner. George Kambosos Jr., Manny Pacquiao's protege, just like Kambosos. Okay? Gary Russell Jr., when he lost the fight, he said he won the fight. He said it was a robbery. The same thing Teofimo Lopez said. Teofimo Lopez said it was a robbery. He won the fight 10 rounds to 2. Gary Russell said the same exact thing. Gary Russell Jr. said he won the fight 10 rounds to 2, just like T.O. said. Gary Russell Jr., leading up to this fight, Gary Russell Jr. said, I'm going into this fight hurt. He said, I got an injury. I'm fighting with an injury. Teofimo Lopez said the same thing. Leading up to that fight with George Kambosos, during fight week, Teofimo Lopez said, I'm fighting with an injury. Same thing just like Gary Russell Jr., bro. Same exact shit. So Gary Russell Jr. struggled to make weight, bro. They said Gary Russell Jr. was weight drained just like T.O. said he was weight drained. Same exact shit, bro. But everybody jumped on T.O. Everybody made fun of T.O. But when Gary Russell does the same thing as T.O., they give Gary Russell a pass. I wonder why. Tell me why. That's all I want to know. Gerald, he had it 8 rounds to 4. So, Cosmic, did you actually watch this fight, bro? You watched it?
Yeah, well, caught it late. I went out to eat and shit. So I think I got like the last 4 rounds, but I watched some of the highlights, and it looked like Maxfield was applying pressure from even the first round. So some people were saying like Gary Russell was doing well until he got hurt, but like I didn't see it that way. You know, that's the thing with trying to outbox people. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to standing there and trading and working on just not being as elusive, that's gonna catch up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're focused on just like being evasive and moving around, someone's gonna be better at cutting off the ring and putting pressure, against you. So when you're relying on that, and as you get older, you're not able to do it. Your body's not able to do it. Your legs are not able to do it. When you weight train and things like that, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna have the right person that's gonna pressure you and is gonna work that body, and then it's gonna eventually get to you and slow you down. So, man, um, I just think Maxeo needs to work a little bit more on cutting off the ring. Work on cutting off the ring,
Mhm.
because like these other fighters, they're gonna see that Maxeo is still very beatable. You know what I'm saying? Like, he beat Gary Russell. That's a good accomplishment, but like he didn't do look too well doing it. I mean, if that makes sense.
He can get better.
Yeah, he
He
can get.
gotta
He should get better.
he
Yeah.
can improve. He has a
Look,
lot to work on pretty much. He still
well,
got flaws.
look at his last fight. Well, if you're looking and analyzing his fights, you see the vulnerabilities that he has. You know what I'm saying? Like just you can, if you're fast enough and you're young enough, then you can outmaneuver him. You know what I'm saying? Like boxing it out. You know what I'm saying? Move around the ring. Use angles. You know what I'm saying? You can beat him. He's very beatable. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta wait and
His
see
last
who's gonna
opponent
step
hurt
up
him.
and beat him though. Who's gonna be the
Dropped him.
one to step up in the
I think
plate and beat
everybody
him?
wants. I think everybody's gonna want to chase after Maxio. I
Hell
think
yeah.
everybody.
It's like Cambosis, right? Like everybody want to chase Cambosis. You feel
Yep.
me?
Oh yeah.
That's what I think.
Because you see some vulnerabilities, and he doesn't seem that very, like overpowering or powerful, or you know what I'm saying. Like Moses had some good points in his last fight, but you can see, that you can beat him, and you shouldn't be afraid of, and you have more reward if you do beat him. You have a higher reward. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of risk, but there's a huge reward behind it. Beating a Combosis or beating a Maxeo.
Absolutely, man. Just I'm still shocked that Gary Russell got beat like that. Of course, Gary Russell was, he's fighting hurt. He was fighting with an injury, but shit, Gary was damn near a dead man in that fight, right? With one arm, and Magsayo, was able to get the victory, but Magsayo really didn't punish him until like later in the fight. You know what I mean? But I feel like Magsayo did what he had to do to get the victory, and congratulations. He's a young fighter. I feel like Magsayo still has a lot to work on. What up? What up? UGC Flame. What up, UGC? My boy, man. Shout out to the UGC, man. He said had it 115, 115, 113 for Gary. He outpointed dude with one arm. Maxayo trash. Couldn't land nothing clean. Second half of the fight. Yo, shout outs Black Horseman. I thought Maxayo won the fight, to be honest with you. I felt like Maxayo was outworking Gary Russell Jr. Maxayo, he threw way more punches than Gary Russell Jr. He landed way more punches than Gary Russell Jr. And on top of that, Mark Maxayo was the aggressor. He was the one pushing the fight. He was the one, walking down Gary Russell Jr. He was being aggressive. Gary Russell Jr. he wasn't landing no power shots or nothing. I mean, Gary Russell, like you said, fought with one arm. Gary Russell, he didn't throw enough punches. You know what I mean? So Gary Russell, his best weapon is his right hand. He had no right hand. So I think Maxayo landed 81 more punches than Gary Russell. He threw about over 300 more punches than Gary Russell Jr. So I felt like Maxayo, he won pretty easy in that one. And in the championship rounds, Maxayo really pulled away. In round number 12 and round number 11, Maxayo was putting the beating on Gary Russell last. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he really fucked him up like beat his. I mean, he did put a beating on him. Like if you see Gary Russell's face after the fight, Gary Russell had a mark over his eye and shit. But Gary Russell he's a good fighter. Gary Russell is a solid fighter. Gary Russell, he still found a way to survive in there. You know what I'm saying? But Magsayo outworked him though, UGC, and he was the one bringing the smoke. He was the aggressor. You know what I mean? And Gary Russell pretty much was trying to stay away from him. And Gary Russell, he wasn't trying to engage though. He wasn't trying to engage with him. You know what I mean? And the judges, they see that shit. They see Magsayo bringing the fight to Gary. You know what I'm saying? To be the champion, you got to go beat the champion and go take the belt. And I feel like Magsayo did enough to take the strap away from Gary, dog. You know, and Gary did so much capping out there. That shit remind me of T.O. How T.O. was talking a lot of shit. Gary Russell was doing the same thing as T.O. And Gary Russell delusional than a motherfucker, though, Black Horseman. That motherfucker Gary Russell said he won the fight 10 rounds to 2. Gary Russell said it was a robbery. Gary Russell said they set him up. Al Heyman and the PBC and Floyd Mayweather set him up to lose. That shit is crazy. All right, I'm going to ask you this. What you think about Mark Magsayo moving up to go fight Tank Davis? Do you think that's possible, Magsayo, Tank Davis?
Me?
Yeah, Kazi. What you think about
No,
that?
at 130? At 130?
Yeah,
That would
like
be at 130,
130.
right?
Do you think Tank can still make
Nah,
130 or no?
no, probably not, man. You saw how he looked with Santa Cruz, bro. He looked very bad, man. I think 135
Hey,
is good,
winning that
good
would
weight.
be a big ass fight, right? Magsayo versus Tank. Floyd Mayweather's fighter, Tank Davis versus Manny Pacquiao's fighter, Mark Magsayo. That'd be a good ass fight, though.
It
But
would,
I don't
man.
think
But
it's. Yeah, it would
yeah,
be
at
a good fight.
130.
I think they might protect Magsayo. They might put Magsayo into protective custody, man, knowing that he's worth a lot
PBC.
of money now because he just beat Gary Russell and he got the Philippines behind him. That's Manny Pacquiao's fighter. So Manny
Yeah.
Pacquiao got him. He got him. The next. That's his Tank Davis right there.
All right. So H. All right. Let's talk about this, right? Now, what are we saying? PBC is gonna be protecting Maxeo because he's a Philippine star, right?
No, not like that. Not to put race into it. I
No,
think
no, but no. I'm just saying, but it would make sense though, right? Like
like
if
he's the
you're
like the
PBC,
he's their Manny
they're Manny
Pacquiao in a
Pacquiao,
way.
yeah, right? They're gonna
Like he's the
invest in
next
him,
Manny
and
Pacquiao. He's
yeah,
Manny Pacquiao's fighter,
yeah.
promoted by Manny Pacquiao. You know what
Now,
I
if you can
mean?
promote, if you could, because he would be the your what you would call it, it wouldn't be the great white hype. It would be the other Filipino hype. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. The other, they're trying to make him into another Manny Pacquiao. If you're trying to, manufacture a fighter, that's what you would try to do. You would try to get Mark Marksale and manufacture him into the next Manny Pacquiao, build him up to the PBC. Now it's the PBC that's investing into someone like him. That makes sense?
What's up, Flame? You good, Flame? What's good, my boy? I see you. I just added you. Keep taking you backstage. Yo, Flame, what's good, UGC? Dang, that shit is weird, man. That's why I think StreamYard is a little bit better.
Yeah,
Flame, what's yeah?
it works
We got
better on because like it works better, I think, in my opinion. It's not as computer heavy. You need a good computer to be able to run it because it's running so many things at once. It's running the channel, and then it's running the chat on the side, and it's running everything all at one time.
Yo, Flame. I see you. UGC, what up, UGC? Big Flame. It won't allow me to join this particular platform for some reason. I see you backstage though. I see you backstage. I'm adding you. See you on here, right? I don't know, man.
Refresh. Ask him to refresh.
Refresh it. Come back in. I'm gonna kick you. Come back in. Let's see. I'm gonna kick you. Come back in. Let me see. Flame. Yo, Flame. What up, Flame? Oh, you was just in there. I'm gonna drop you. Come back in. Let's see. Come back in. Try it one more time. What up, Wizard? My boy Flame. Flame. UGC, what up, UGC? Big Flame, you hear me? It's doing that same shit. Yeah, we gonna go back to StreamYard anyway, man. Shout out to my boy UGC Flame, man. Y'all go,
What's up?
everybody go subscribe to the UGC Flame channel, man. Black Horseman,
What
one
up,
of the
what up?
realest niggas out. There he go. What up, Flame?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what up? What up?
Yep.
What's cracking?
What's good, big bro? How you feeling?
What's up, my bro? Hey, good man. Good
Hell
man.
yeah, man. What you thought about that fight, man?
I mean, the fight was the fight was what it was. I felt Gary pulled out a close fight, 115, 113. But, like you said, it may be just the timing because you said he was, doing a lot of capping leading up into this fight and activity. And had he been more active and been about his shit, it may not have been that close of a fight to where it wouldn't even be no debate. But he went in there, I guess, with an injury. But I just felt Magsayo, he didn't land enough clean punches. I mean, he was coming forward, aggressive, determined, and of course Gary Russell didn't hit him with nothing that really hurt him or nothing like that. But the straight left was all night, right down the middle. And he just kept walking into it, following Gary Russell around. And yeah, you could follow a dude around the ring all fight, but if you're not landing clean, effective shots, how are you winning? That's what I was looking at. So it seemed like, you know, in my opinion, hey, they was like, look, Gary Russell, you've been champ for 6 years. We got this new dude coming through. He's a Manny Pacquiao protege or whatever he is, from the Philippines. And that's the look. That's the move that they want to go with. And so, I mean, we got a new champ. I don't know if he gonna get this rematch. I think if he was 100%, he would have blazed this dude easy. But I mean, if okay, the dude gets the victory, but to me, I don't think Max Sale's nobody to be making a big deal about because he didn't look all that special to me.
For sure. Now, when we look at the copy box numbers, though, it showed that Magsayo outlanded Gary Russell by 81 punches, and he so it showed that he was outlanding Gary Russell by a large amount, and then he threw way more punches than Gary. I think he threw like close to 300 more punches than Gary, and then he's the aggressor. You know what I mean? He was the one bringing the smoke to Gary Russell. He was more aggressive than Gary. Gary was on that bicycle, and Gary was landing a straight left, but it wasn't enough, though. You know what I mean? And Gary, ain't gonna lie, Black, Gary, his best punch is that right hand, and that right hand was gone. So he damn near, you know what I mean, was handicapping that motherfucker. Fighting using his left hand. He barely even used the left hand. He barely even used his left. Most of his work coming off that right, the jab, uppercut off the right hand, but he wasn't himself tonight. And the capping.
Can I ask you a
Now,
quick question?
yeah, go ahead, brother.
Did you see the Tank versus Isaac Cruz fight?
Yes, sir.
Do you
I
think
did.
Tank got injured in that fight?
Yeah, he
Do you
was
think he
injured.
was
Yup,
injured?
he had a broken. I think
Because
he
I
said
felt I
his
felt he
hand.
was injured. I felt he
Yup.
was injured in that fight, but I still felt he did enough to win as a champ. I felt like Cruz was coming forward with a lot of pressure, being aggressive, and was landing at time. Matter of fact, he landed more than Maxell. If we
Yeah,
being
I
real
agree
about
with
it.
that. Yeah, so you would
Who
say that
Tank landed more than Cruz?
no,
No,
Isaac Cruz
Cruz
landed
landed
more
on
than
Tank
Magsayo.
more than Maxell landed on Russell.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I know that no but Tank landed more punches than Cruz in that fight, though. That's what I'm saying. Tank outlanded Isaac Cruz in there, and the thing with Tank was still able to land power shots on
yeah,
Isaac Cruz,
Well,
and Tank
you got to remember, Gary is a southpaw. He was landing power shots, the left hand. That's a
the
power
left
shot.
hand
yeah,
ain't
but
no power
no,
behind that left, bro. He ain't.
But that's how you
it-
score. It scored a power shot. It's not
Yeah,
a
I know they probably scored a power shot, but it wasn't enough though. If you look at the copy box numbers, Maxayo landed
I mean,
81
if
more
you
punches than Gary.
Okay, I mean, if you're
You
going off
gotta see
Conky
what
Box,
range
yeah,
real
that
quick.
shit is Maxayo all the way in the Conky Box. I was looking at that while watching the fight. I'm like, how's this even adding up? But if you're going
Yeah,
off
see
that,
one real quick.
Yeah,
go ahead.
activity. Now look, we go by activity. Gary Russell didn't throw enough punches. Gary Russell did not land enough punches, and Magsayo did. He was able to outwork him. And comparing it to Tank, I felt like Tank did way more than Gary Russell in his fight with Isaac Cruz. And Isaac Cruz, he got tired in there. Tank made his adjustments, and Tank was able to pretty much just outbox him. You know what I mean? And Tank was too fast. Tank was landing combinations. Tank was doing his thing in there, and Gary wasn't. He wasn't doing what Tank did. You know, he was moving and shit like Tank was doing, but he wasn't throwing enough punches. I felt like Tank did more. Tank landed harder shots than what Gary did. You know what I mean? But Gary wasn't there. He fought with one arm, and Gary, bro, he got outworked, bro. And I felt like for Gary after the fight, Gary said he won 10 rounds to 2. That's the same thing that Tio said.
Yeah,
Tio said
that's
he was
crazy.
robbed. Gary said
Yeah, I
he was
disagree with
robbed.
that part though.
He said he was robbed too. He said, man, they robbed me. He said I won that fight 10 rounds to 2. Now he's just being delusional.
No, the last two rounds was what gave him the decision on my card. The 10th and 11th, it was almost like he took them rounds off. I think he started to get tired. And Maxayo, I gave him 10th and 11th, and I had a point. I had Gary Russell a point ahead, and then in 12th he sealed it because Maxayo. I feel like Maxayo lost that round. But
I
yeah, I had
thought
it close,
Maxayo won the
115,
12th though.
113.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought Maxayo won the round number 11 and round number 12. But I respect your scorecards and shit. And I know
Yeah, I
you're not
respect
gonna be
yours too.
biased for anybody. I know you gonna tell you gonna tell the truth. You don't have a dog in the race.
Nah, hey, be honest, with you, I don't even fuck with like Gary Russell like that anyway, though. But I was just, just going off the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody scored differently. So I mean, that's the beautiful thing about boxing is, you know, some people might have thought the judges were tripping. Some people felt like, nah, the judges had a good scorecard and it was for the right guy. So that's what this should be about, just to hear people argument. Like, what did you see? Like, what was you paying attention to get for you to make the fight be one for this guy? So, but anyway, I mean, what about the undercard? You cook on that?
Oh man, that shit was fire, bro. That was a good card. Sabril Matias is a beast, man. That dude is a
I didn't
killer.
see some of them.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't see none of the undercards.
Oh,
I
you got
gotta watch.
damn, you
Yeah, I
missed
gotta.
that?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch them. I have
It was
to.
some good fights, man, and I think Sabril Matias he's a force to be reckoned with at 140, man. I would like to see Gary Antoine Russell against Sabril Matias because both of them got all knockouts. Gary Russell all knockouts, and then Sabril Matias all knockouts. He got one loss, and I think to me the only reason he lost that fight against that dude was because he killed somebody the fight before, and he lost his
Yeah,
killer instinct. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it
What was the
showed
dude
in
name?
huh?
I forgot the dude that passed. Patrick, was it Patrick
Yeah,
Day?
Maxime. It was like Maxi something. It was
Oh, Maxie Hughes or Maxie
Maxim.
something. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So and he fought against the guy, and he lost that fight because I felt like he lost that killer instinct. And he had his rematch today, man. And he looked strong in there. But I want to see Matias mix it up with probably like a Regis Prograis or a Gary Antoine Russell. I want to see one of those fights. What you think?
Hey, yeah, heck yeah. But you hear about Gary Antoine Russell? Who he about to fight?
Yeah, Victor Poster. That's a good step up fight.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
That's a good fight, man. So Victor Poster was a free agent. He fucking with the PBC now, huh?
I guess, bro. I don't know, but that's a good fight. Gary
That
ain't
is a
playing,
good
bro.
fight. Good step up. A former champion. So now they started to move Gary Antoine kind of fast. And I heard
Yeah,
somebody saying, oh man, they trying to set up Gary Antoine because they putting him in there with Victor Postal and shit. Like they said, oh,
what?
he's not ready for that fight. PBC trying to set him up and shit. That's what they saying. What you think about that?
Nah, I think dude is all the way ready. I think he ready to represent for the Russell family and just put on, man. Start dominating. We got to see, if it go his way. But the mere fact he getting in there, come on now, Post all been in there with the likes of what Crawford, Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor. I mean, the list goes on, man. It's so that's a good name to put on your resume on your
Hell
climb
yeah.
to you know what I'm saying, becoming a champ.
Yep. Now he's a contender, Gary Antoine Russell. So, I think that's a good fight for him. I actually thought I thought T.O. should fight against uh Victor Postal in his comeback to the ring, but
Mm,
I don't know what T.O. doing. They talking about Barboza versus T.O. or T.O. versus Zabeta. Honestly, I don't think T.O.'s ready for Zabeta. After getting beat by Cambosis like that, Zabeta is a real dangerous fight for T.O. at this point, man. What you think is the next move for Tiafimo?
yeah, for this shit. I would just say yeah, tune up. Definitely not Cepeda. Cepeda too hot, holding on to that number two spot in the WBC, and he been in there too with guys like Ramirez. Um, did he fight Taylor yet? I don't think he fought Taylor yet. Um, but I mean that's a tough dude right there who could punch. So I mean, I mean when it comes to Tio, what's a good try to catch a Josue coming off a loss or something. Josue Vargas.
Josue Vargas. What about like a Ivan Baranchek?
Ooh, might be too soon, man. Get a tune up. I know
I know
Baranchik
Baranchik
been
just
getting
got knocked
stopped,
out by Montana Love though.
and he been back. I think back to back, not stoppage loss because he got knocked out
Yeah,
by Cepeda too.
But what
So
facts.
I mean,
what did Teofimo Senior say? He said they wanted champions. They didn't want tune-ups. They wanted to just straight
shit,
go
Man,
in there.
he
What happened
he
to that?
he just talking, man. Like, no way you gonna put your son in there with it. He said he just want champions. You think he
Yeah,
gonna put his
remember
son
that
in there
when
with Josh Taylor right away after
yeah,
getting his
that's what they
ass
were
whooped by
saying.
Cambosis?
Nah, I don't think so, but that's what they were saying. Well,
Yeah,
what
he
happened
just
to that?
talking, bro, because it sound good, bro. And you know what I mean? Nah, he ain't ready for no Josh Taylor after getting beat by Cambosis like that. He tripping,
oh
bro.
hell nah, hell nah.
H, did you
Mm-mm.
hear? This is a rumor, man. I don't know how far this is going, but Teofimo going with Eddie Reynoso.
Yeah, I
You ever hear
heard
that?
about that. I think people are just speculating. I know that
Jumping.
Tiafimo said, he would never get rid of his daddy, but say if he did bring in a Reynoso, maybe his dad will still be on the team. His dad will be the second trainer, but
Yeah,
you know, I haven't heard anything, bro. I just seen people make a couple videos, and I don't
yeah,
know
it's
if they
true too.
just capping because a lot of people push narratives out here. So I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, bro.
One thing we do know about I think Tio's definitely a hard worker, but maybe the mental aspect. I don't know if his dad is the right should be the number one in his corner, or he should have like Reynoso, like you were saying. I don't know. But I think definitely if he
Well,
get with somebody else, his work ethic is gonna be up to par.
well,
I
this is
think.
this is the thing, right?
Go ahead, bro.
Um, like when you have like let's say your dad in the corner, right? Imagine you're getting beat up, and then you have to go back to your corner, and your father's disappointed in you. Like you're getting double the beat down. Like, what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
if you look at what's it called? Crawford versus what's his name?
Oh, Kenny and
Porter,
Sean.
Sean Porter. Yeah. Like he looked more disappointed that he was gonna let his dad down than he was getting beat up. When he was like
Mm,
throwing his fists on the ground, you know what I'm saying? And like the way that he
yeah,
was coming
yeah,
back to the corner, he felt like he was gonna get a worse beating in the corner than he was getting beat, you know what I'm saying, in the ring.
right,
I mean,
right.
so it's like you're losing, you know what I mean? Your corner's supposed to be there for you. So like, bro, that adds to the fucking, the mental and the physical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
the
like when
mental's
you
the biggest thing.
yeah, and if you're not being told the truth with like Tio and Teofimo and his dad with Cambosis, his dad wasn't telling him the truth. He wasn't telling him how he's getting hit. Instead he was telling him you're winning. You know what I'm saying? And then he was, you know what I'm saying, like giving him the wrong advice. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like you could see that they have father and son relationship, but they have a problem with communicating and telling the truth. I mean, being truthful. So yeah, it's just a
Yeah,
whole different game. So even if he becomes a second person in, let's say with Eddie Reynoso, it's still going to be the same effect because you're still going to go back to the corner where somebody's going to be let down. You know what I'm saying? You think what's it called? Senior is going to be Teofimo Senior is going to be quiet in the corner as the second man?
right. Nah, that ain't happening, bro.
right? He's gonna be the same person. He's just gonna be the second man in command. That's the only difference. So when it comes to fighting, you need to communicate and you need to be quick. You know what I'm saying? You need to be like, look, this is what he's hitting you with. This is what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the instructions, clear cut instructions. No time for drama. No type of speculation. No, you know what I'm saying? Like tell them the truth. Tell them now. You know what I'm saying? Breathe in, breathe out. You know what I'm saying? Compose yourself. Stay calm. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those things. Those are very helpful. You forget that you're not breathing right. You know what I'm saying? You forget, the strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay. This is, if the person's not telling you, he's hitting you with a overhand right, you know what I'm saying? You need to, slide over, slide down, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, counter with this punch or catch and counter, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you need to do, then those instructions, that time is wasted. You're more, discombobulated than you were, getting hit with punches.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, who y'all
And
think
so,
gonna be like comeback fighter of the year? Oh, go ahead, H.
nah, you good. Go ahead. I'll go after you.
Cause I was gonna say who gonna be comeback fighter of the year. We know Tio took a big loss, so he'll have to try to come back in a major way. We seen some guys take some getting knocked off, last year. So who y'all think is could potentially be like a comeback fighter of the year?
That's a great question right there, man. Damn, man. I think Anthony Joshua has an opportunity to do it, man.
AJ.
Yeah, AJ in this rematch with Usyk, he has a great
Mm.
opportunity to get his belts back. So, I think Anthony Joshua has the potential to be the comeback fighter of the year. What about you? Who you
That's
got?
tough.
UGC.
I mean, I didn't even think about that. I actually slipped on that, but um I think depending on what the moves that T.O. make at 40, and he ain't got to become like champ right away. But like I was thinking about like last year would be like Loma, the way he came back, he kind of blazed through T.O.'s toughest comp last year, and he's like right in position to like, what I'm saying, get a shot at them belts. But I mean, AJ is one of them guys. Who else could possibly bounce back? They got beat. I mean, if I don't know what's Wilder gonna do, man. He could come back and of course not a title shot, but he could come back in a major way and just go on like, a knockout streak, get a 2 or 3 fights in this year. 'Cause I think they say he's trying to come back in like March.
For real, I
And
say Wilder, man. If he could get him an Andy Ruiz fight, that's
Yeah,
that's a good fight for Wilder, bro.
yeah. Do that
hell
in,
yeah.
in Cali. That shit in Cali or something like that, man. Ooh, that's a sort of big. You don't need titles. You don't need championships. Those fights are still good. Yeah, Ortiz versus Wilder. You know what I'm saying? If you do it in the right place, promote it the right way, they were former
Mhm.
champions. You know what I'm saying? They're still considered top five. Would you consider top 10? Danny Ruiz is top 10. Heavyweight champ. You know what I'm saying? Top 10.
Yeah.
In the heavyweight division, I would say. Same thing with Deontay Wilder. They're still top 10. There's a few ahead of them, like when you look at the heavyweight division, but they're still there.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that's what
Wilder
needs to
got
happen.
he got a lot of big paydays still over there.
Yeah,
Big paydays.
yeah. A lot of AJ versus Wilder. You don't need a belt for that
That's
either.
nope. I'll pay for it right now.
Yep. Right now,
I'll
if they
pay
said,
for that shit.
yeah, that shit easy. That's a 50 million each. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to
Mhm.
heavyweights, man, it's the when heavyweight division is doing well, all of boxing is doing well. So, man, when that shit happens, it's crazy, man.
Hey,
So
what
yeah,
y'all think the American Jared Anderson gonna do something? Like he gonna get a title shot this year? What? Probably not,
I don't
huh?
think he's ready for a title shot.
yeah,
Like
me too.
I think his
You don't
last
think
fight
so?
was in an 8 rounder. You know what I mean? He needs to step it up in competition. But I think a fight probably with like a Carlos Takam would be good, a good step up for him at this moment. Um, Even maybe a fight with like a Derek Chisora, one of those type of guys. You know what I mean? But I think his time is coming, maybe in 2023,
Hmm.
2024, something like that. But right now, I think he's still a prospect, though. But he's a hell of a fighter. He got a lot of potential, man. He remind me of Riddick Bowe though. That boy cold.
Mhm.
Yeah, he does have really bow. You know, like yeah, the way he moves, the size and shit.
Yeah, you might as well take Gerald Washington as a tune-up next or something, man. Fuck it.
No, you can't take Jared Washington no more. This he's like done. This yeah, you're not doing nothing beating Gerald Washington. You're wasting your time, man.
Hey man, Gerald Washington, man, that's
Sorry,
the
man.
worst. He the worst dude on the roster, man. Gotta keep it stacked.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah, I
man,
know, but
they
man,
keep
like
throwing
that's
him
a
in there.
disservice to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. He did have a good win not so long ago, and that's what kept him floating and shit. But yeah,
Man,
it's
I
not
think
like
he
that no
lost.
more.
He lost like 5 of his last 7 fights, man. So I don't know what win you talking about, but it's been a tough road for that guy, man. The last 7 fights.
No, there was a good win. Hold on, in between, I'm pretty sure, man.
Maybe it was. I just don't know if the name.
Anderson, nigga, put him in there with Gerald Miller, nigga, big baby, nigga, make the two big babies fight each other. That'd be a good fight.
Yeah.
Joe Miller can't get his license back, man. They shut that New York nigga down.
Yeah, he
All
been
them
training
perform.
with Kevin Cunningham, man. Kevin Cunningham been training the hell out of his fat ass,
Wait,
bro. He
you have
working,
to say what?
nigga. Hey, nigga, he training the shit out that fat nigga, man. Hey, Kevin Cunningham ain't gonna play with his fat ass, bro. But I would like to see
Wait a
them fight
minute,
because he's
Kevin
still
Cunningham.
undefeated.
How is Kevin Cunningham gonna work with this fat ass steroids using dude, man? I don't get that. That dude too militant, man. Gerald Miller pass the fuck out. Go be out here sitting down, playing games, eating and shit. He'll get mad with that nigga.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm
damn,
saying. But that's why I think it'd be good for him that you got this militant dude on your ass. He ain't gonna play with you, man. So you know, I would like to see that fight. The two big babies fight, man. And Big Baby Miller, he still got a name though because he was supposed to fight AJ at one point, and people do want to see him get knocked off. I think that'd be a good fight for Jared
yeah,
Anderson. And didn't Gerald Miller sign the top rank at one point?
yup. Yeah, that's why he got released because of the recent steroid shit. But yup, Bob Arum signed him, and motherfucker said, "Thank you, Bob," and then went to the pharmacy, juiced up, like
Dang, he
that
dropped
nigga
his ass though.
immediately,
He not on
bro.
top rank no more.
He expired. That contract is ripped up, nigga.
Damn.
After that steroid shit, they ripped that shit up. Like, nah, it's canceled,
You
bro. Cancel
You don't
culture.
think that'd be like a good name to put on somebody's resume though, like Big Baby Miller,
Oh,
just
for
because
sure, he
he got
undefeated,
that
bro.
clout?
Yeah, he an undefeated heavyweight. You know what I mean? And motherfucker like 300 pounds, 315.
That
So hell yeah, it'd be good to put that man on the resume, man. Hey,
nigga
you get,
big like Shamu. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
bro.
I got a question for you. What you think about
Yo, I
Tevin
was right.
Farmer? Go ahead, Kazi. Go ahead,
Yeah, no,
Kaz.
George Washington, he got that win versus Robert Helenius.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he
No,
beat
was
he
it
beat
You know what I'm saying?
Hellenius.
Gerald Washington?
Yeah,
He beat Hellenius.
yeah,
Damn, I
Robert
He
didn't
must have
Helenius,
beat him
man.
expect
before
that.
a
He
while
beat
back.
him
Oh, Hellenius is his name. Now I
2019.
wouldn't mind seeing
That is the
Jared
name.
Anderson with Hellenius, or even like Wilder in a comeback fight. Wilder fight Hellenius, and then Wilder go for Andy Ruiz. But
Yeah.
Hellenius, he got some good wins over Kalnaki. Beat him two
Hmm.
times, so he pretty hot right now. Hellenius, he
Yeah,
Yeah, I
buzzing.
like Hellenius. Yeah.
that's what brought Gerald Washington back because then he fought Charles Martin and then Ellie Aaron. So like that's what brought him back. That's what made him a name again. So and he lost
Yeah.
in the next ones, but
Yeah, got
that
him
would
out
bring
of
you
there.
back, right?
You said what?
That would bring you back into heavyweight contention, like being talked
Yeah.
about. You get a win
When a
like
guy
that.
you beat just knocked off one of them promising guys that they said was gonna do something, Kanaki, yeah. So it was a confidence boost for him. Like, damn, okay, Laney's can do it. So yeah, it just didn't go his way, man. But yeah, Laney's hot right now. Shit, back to back Kanaki victories too. He got his number. Kanaki need to just, I don't know what he gonna do. I don't know what to advise that nigga to do. Go back to Poland, some. But yeah, man, if Jared Miller come back, bro, let me see, how long has it been? It's been damn near 2 years, seem like, since he popped. Supposed to have been like
Oh,
a
for a
2 year
big baby,
suspension. Yeah, it's been damn near 2 years, I think.
man, it been I think longer than that. He ain't shit. He
He
ain't
he
fought
would
since shit. I mean, he ain't fought since that Joshua fight when he was supposed to fight Joshua, right? And he pulled out of that. So
no,
that's just a
but look, he had another fight scheduled and then he popped again. Remember?
yup.
So I don't
That's
know what
just
opponent that was. I forgot, but yeah, it was back to back steroid
yo.
suspensions.
What you think about Ryan Garcia? Talking about fighting Tevin Farmer. You fucking with that or what?
Man, I'm not fucking with Ryan, bro. Period. I don't. Hey, anything he talk about, I don't believe it. Uh, how long he been out the ring? We talking about Gerald Miller with a suspension. How long Ryan been out the ring?
Last
Last
year
time he
I think
January.
about a year or shit. He fought
Yeah,
Luke Campbell.
last January, you say?
yeah,
Yeah,
last
about a
January I think
year
so.
because he fought. Yep.
Oh, okay. I don't believe it, man. Tevin Farmer. I mean, nah, I don't believe
Yeah,
it.
Isaac Cruz told him his dad had an interview with Elisabeth back, and they said that they wanted upfront money or guarantee money. So if something were to happen with the fight, he still gets paid. They weren't going to be having a fight with him unless they had some like if somehow he pulled out that they can guarantee they're going to be paid because they didn't want to waste their time. Straight up.
Who
Isaac
for what?
Cruz's
The
dad.
cruise?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Isaac Cruz
cruise
versus
camp.
Ryan Garcia. Yeah, that's what Isaac Cruz's dad said.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's on video. That's on ES News. You know what I'm saying?
so
When that,
everybody's just ducking Ryan. That's what's going on. Or
I mean, if
just
that's what
get
Nah,
you
some
want to say,
hell
clarity.
nah, man.
nah.
Like, what's going
Hell nah,
on,
man.
man? Like,
Ryan Garcia
is
be
it
bullshitting. I think
everybody
I'm
else
a
or is it Ryan? Because it seemed like Ryan keep throwing these names out, and none of these fights are getting made.
Yeah.
So some got to
Look,
give,
look,
yeah.
look
man.
right now. Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis are available. They both don't have a date. They both don't have a fucking an opponent. Did we forget
Tank
about
Davis
that?
available.
Tank Davis and his team
Davis.
reached Tank Davis and his team reached out to make a fight with Ryan Garcia. Like
Oh, word.
seriously.
No, I
Yeah,
know.
when
Yeah,
when
they should
Ryan was
pressure
talking
that. They
that
should
shit
do
on
that.
Mike Tyson
Oh,
podcast,
yeah, yeah,
Leonard Ellerby and all them dudes, they reached out to Ryan's team to make a fight. And Ryan, that's when he was saying he's gonna fight Manny Pacquiao, and he was
Yep.
on some bullshit. So
hell yeah.
they reached out to Ryan to make a fight, and Ryan ain't want no smoke from what they said. You know what I mean? And I heard it was some real offers that they made a real offer, if I'm not mistaken. And Ryan, but like UGC said, this nigga called all these people out. He pulled out of fights with Javier Fortuna. He could have fought Devin Haney. He don't want no smoke with Devin Haney. Then the fight with Jojo Diaz, he got injured. So now Ryan decides to come back. What he gonna do? You know what I mean? They talking about Tevin Farmer. Why not fight against Jorge Linares, who's a Golden Boy fighter, who we talked about fighting in the past? He could fight a Linares. Why not? Why he can't fight Jojo Diaz right now? Jojo
Yeah.
Diaz said he
Yeah,
will
he was
fight
supposed to
Ryan.
fight Jojo Diaz. Remember that?
Exactly.
He was
Javier
supposed
I
to.
Fortuna, the
respect
same dude you
JoJo.
pulled out
Yeah.
the fight with. Those are some
I,
good fights.
Yeah, no, he needs and like this is the thing. Like, how are you moving past the Tank Davis, the Fortunas? You know what I'm saying? The Jojo Diaz. Like, how are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you said that all these distractions and all this shit, all this bullshit, then you can go back and be like, You know what? Let's set up a date, right? I'll go through Fortuna, I'll go through Jojo Diaz, and I'll go to Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? I will like if Ryan Garcia win or lose in those three fights, I got you. Like I'll be a fan. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like,
yeah,
yo, you did this shit. I mean,
exactly. I was just getting ready to make the point that that's why I respect somebody like JoJo. Like JoJo's a Mexican warrior. Like that's to me because he
yep,
don't
he
duck
steps
nothing.
up.
Yeah, win, lose or draw, JoJo gonna jump in there. He been in there with Gary Russell. He just got out of there with Devin Haney. This guy has been in there with Javier Fortuna. Like he's fighting dudes, man. And guys like Ryan is just calling people names out from the couch, man, or on IG Live. But JoJo actually getting in there, man. Hey, Tevin Farmer, like, so yeah, if Ryan would just get in there, whether win, lose, or
Bro,
draw,
it
you'll
gets
have more
worse.
respect for him.
It gets worse. They were talking about Mercito Gesta versus fucking Ryan Garcia.
Who
He
is that?
like, who the fuck is that?
Bro,
I still don't know who that dude is.
Who is
am I
that,
lying
bro?
though? Weren't they
Yeah,
talking
they
about
were
that?
really talking about that. That's crazy. And then he called all these dudes out. You called out everybody to go fight a nobody, bro. That shit is crazy.
Man, this dude. So I
Now they
don't know.
talking about Tevin Farmer because they've been receiving some heat about those other two opponents. What's the dude's name again, bro?
Yep. Mercito Gesta.
You heard
So
of
he
that dude
hasn't been
before
relevant.
UGC? And you know
Yeah,
your
Hell
boxing.
nah.
he's a Filipino. He's just a Filipino. He fought Mikey Garcia. He got obliterated by Mikey Garcia.
Hell
He was
How
supposed
long
to
shit.
be
ago?
another Manny Pacquiao. This
I
was
wonder how
years
long
ago,
ago he fought
years.
Oh
Mikey.
Since Mikey
man.
Garcia was at the 135 division, I think it was 135 or 130. 130.
That like
I don't
4 or 5 years
remember
ago.
all this
You
shit.
said
Crazy.
No,
Mercito.
more than that, bro. More than that. More than that. Mikey Garcia hasn't been at 135 for fucking years now.
He got
I
three
guess.
losses. And he
Yep.
coming off a loss, man.
They talking about him. He was the front runner, but nobody liked it that fight. So now they start talking about Tevin Farmer, and I guess some fans are fucking with the Tevin Farmer fight. So that's why I asked you what you think about Ryan versus Tevin Farmer.
Hey,
Tevin Farmer got a name though. That's what he does have. He was connected
yeah, he
to
former
Tank
champ.
Davis and shit. He did
Former
get beat by
champ.
JoJo Diaz. Tevin Farmer hasn't fought like in 3 fucking years. His last fight was against JoJo, nigga, when the
Yeah.
zone first came out on a what's that?
Oh, he
That
got
was on a
dropped though, right?
fucking what was that?
Didn't Eddie drop him after that
Yeah, after
loss?
that loss, yeah. They didn't renew his
Eddie
contract. I think
released
his
the shit out of
contract
that.
was up and they didn't renew it. That's probably what it was.
Eddie, man, that's kind of cutthroat, man.
Yeah, he is. All those promoters are cutthroat, man. Speaking of promoters, what's your thoughts on this Terrence Crawford, Bob Arum shit?
Shit, man. I mean, I wish Bud nothing but the best, man. I mean, I don't see how all of this other stuff is gonna get him the fights that he won't, like Spence and Ugas or whoever. But I mean, that's a battle outside of boxing. I don't even want to even dive too deep into that. You know what I mean? Because that's a different subject. You know what I mean? And I'm sure Bob has gotten over on a lot of people, and if he owe Bud money, if Bud wins in court, then he just gonna have to pay that money up. But as far as Bud Crawford and boxing and his legacy, I'll just focus on that. If he gonna stay at welterweight, I mean, fighting with Bob Arum is not gonna get you them fights with them PBC dudes. So I mean, hey,
What about
maybe
the
frustration.
what about Terrence Crawford, pretty much, accusing Top Rank and Bob Arum of being racially biased. And right after he filed that lawsuit, you see Shakur Stevenson, get this fight with Oscar Valdez out of nowhere. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think, Terrence Crawford putting pressure on Bob Arum, with this racially biased thing, help Shakur Stevenson get this fight with Oscar Valdez?
That's a good. It's a good observation, man. It's a good possibility. I mean, the timing of it, because Shakur been knocking on that door for a long time. And Valdez, I was like, man, that's ain't no way that fight happened. And that dude, that's fight not that's not gonna happen. But now it's about to happen. So maybe it is because of as a result of Bud coming out saying that they are racially biased. I mean, I do think he making some points. I've seen how Bob was with Lomachenko and how hard he pushed to get the franchise for him, and the whole situation that caused the ripple with Devin Haney and all of this stuff to transpire with this franchise stuff. So I mean, it's like I've seen how Bob has done with certain fighters and um, how he's put maybe more attention and promo in areas and maybe didn't go as hard, but I mean, hey, that's the nature. That's the nature of the beast, man. Of this business. So When it comes to that though, I mean, like I said, only thing I can do is just as a fan is just you know wait for Bud Crawford to get a fight scheduled. Hopefully, it's somebody a good fight, and just whatever he got with Bob, you know, him and Bob got to handle that nigga like 103 years old, man. So whatever, man.
All right,
You know,
one more question on this Terrence Crawford Bob Arum thing. Do you feel like Terrence Crawford, um, he has a case against Bob Arum and Top Rank? Do you feel like you know Top Rank and Bob Arum, you know, they are racially biased? Do you feel like they cater towards the white fighter or the Latino or Mexican fighter? Do you think he has a case there?
well, it's just like he trying to get money out of him. So for the purpose of he what took away his marketability his marketability value or something like that because of like keeping him out of the light. I don't know. So it's like I don't know if Bud really got a case, a strong enough case to win in court versus Bob Arum, former lawyer and all of that stuff. It's like what you have to really prove that this man deprived you monetarily of certain things that now that you're disadvantaged. Like it's almost like as if Bud feels like because he was with Bob and Bob was being biased and racist or whatever the case, now he's unable to do the things that he want to do because Bob held him back. So you going if he gonna try to uh make a case in court, I mean I don't know how he gonna prove that this guy is responsible for you not being where you want to be right now and things like that. So I don't know, man. I honestly don't know if he have a strong enough case to win against Bob because I mean, what angle he gonna hit it from? Like it gotta make sense. So
Hell
I don't
yeah.
know.
And then Bob, he got legendary champions like George Foreman and even Muhammad Ali's family, you know, they speaking out and they got his back. They defended Bob Arum, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be hard to prove that, especially when you got some of the greatest champions of all time, defending Bob Arum and Top Rank. So, you know, Terrence, I respect Terrence. I got a lot of love for him, but this shit is a serious thing right here. This shit ain't no joke. So he making some serious accusations, man, and it's gonna be hard to prove that Bob is a racist, bro. Some people went back in time and they start pulling up shit with Tony Tucker, former heavyweight champion. Some things he had against Bob Arum, and they bringing that up. Oh, Bob Arum got a history of doing this and that. So we'll see, man, how this shit gonna play out, man. Because I know Terrence Crawford did re-sign with Bob Arum, and not too long ago, these same boxing fans were bragging how Terrence Crawford had the highest guarantee out of any welterweight. You know what I mean? And I remember when Bob Arum, Terrence Crawford, and Earl Spence, they all met up with each other, and Bob Arum, he told Earl Spence, like, man, you better stay away from Terrence Crawford if you know what's good for you. And then Earl Spence was like, man, you got a good promoter, man. Your promoter real good. And Terrence Crawford was like, man, he ain't been around in the business for this long for no reason. He ain't been around and he ain't been here for this long for no reason. Remember that?
Yep.
He was bragging about him,
Yep.
hyping him up
That's
though.
true. They can use that.
Yup. And he was saying how good of a promoter he was because he been in the game for so long and all of that. So I mean,
Yep.
shit is crazy, man. But I support Bud though.
Yeah. Now if he loses, like, where does he go from there? Like, do you just say, "Fuck it, damn, I lost in court, so man, fuck this shit, fuck this boxing"? Like, you know what I mean? I just don't want his focus to get all the way on that to where now you're not really giving putting your 100% back in the sport. In the sport like he has been doing. You got a lot of fans, so you know.
Well, if he loses, couldn't Bob Arum countersue for defamation of character?
Mm,
If you can't prove, you know what I'm saying, like, if you can't prove, racial bias or, or anything like that, then, and you're like, the narrative is, that Bob Arum is racist, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like they're dragging his name across. They're like, everybody's like saying, oh, he's racist, he's this and that, this and that. So then Bob Arum could countersue because if people are pushing the narrative where Bob Arum is not treating certain fighters the right way, and then you're saying what, we should boycott them and not do business with him, and what I'm saying, like, then you're taking money away from him if that's not the truth, and you can't prove that. So Bob Arum can sue you for defamation of character because you're messing with his business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So it's a
mm-hmm.
big case that when you come with that shit, like you have to be prepared because like all of that shit, suing, and countersuing, it gets messy, bro. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's a good
crazy.
point, bro. Good ass point. So yeah, hopefully Bud is ready. I hope he got his legal shit together because they say Bob, man,
Yeah,
when
but
it come to that.
I think so. The legal representation for Terrence Bud Crawford, they have good lawyers. They have lawyers that have gone against Bob Arum. So I think they understand that. Think there's something that he knows, or something that their lawyers are advising that they can do that. What they're doing. I'm saying it's not like your 1-800 lawyer. It's a lawyer that's gonna be like, all right, cool, we got this. I'm saying I don't know if
Hey,
people are explaining it the right way. You know what I'm saying, as far as like racism, racial bias, and
mhm,
business and the way things work. But everybody's like talking about it. But
yeah, man.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. So we'll
Question for
see,
you,
man.
bro. Flame, I want to know what you think about Jerron Boots Ennis, man. And he been calling out Terrence Crawford. He been calling out Earl Spence. Jerron Ennis said he won't smoke with everybody. What's your thoughts on Boots Ennis, man? What should be next for him? And if Terrence Crawford needs a dance partner, since Earl Spence is fighting against Ugas, and you got Virgil Ortiz fighting, a nobody, and Keith Thurman fighting Barrios. Do you feel like Terrence Crawford should probably fight against Boots? Is that a fight that you want to see?
I mean, of course, it's a fight I want to see. I was watching a little bit of the interview of Jerron Business while the fights was going on last night, and he said he gonna be fighting for a world title this year. So I mean, that was all I needed to hear. I'm like, I don't know which champion he gonna be fighting for the world title, but he did say he getting the world title shot this year. So if it's Bud, if it's Spence, or or Ugas, you know, I'm ready to see him. This guy in action, man. I feel like they've been trying to keep him out there on the outside and just keep some of the more popular top names like the Spence, Crawford. Of course, Pacquiao was up there. You got they still throwing Keith's name up there. Sean Porter, he's on the outside now. So, Jerron Boots Ennis though is one of them guys, man. He's got a calmness to him where it's like, you know what, look, when it's all said and done, Jerron Boots Ennis is gonna be at the top. Like he got that confidence, like that quiet confidence, like I'm gonna take over all of this shit, when it's all said and done. So that's just gonna take time. And but out of his own mouth, he said he getting a world title shot this year. And right, I mean, um, fuck, wasting time trying to put all this energy into fighting Bob. What about Boots Ennis? Like, and that's one thing about it when it comes to Bud Crawford. Like, I don't really be seeing him barking Jerron Boots Ennis name in interviews and things like that. I don't be seeing it. So uh, I don't know how that fight can present itself because I don't know where Boots is lined up in the WBO. But and I think he don't have any mandatories um, um coming up. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a voluntary that they're gonna allow Bud to take. But we got guys like you said, Ace, like Boots Ennis, man. This dude he's available, man, and he wants all the smoke with all these top guys. Spence seems like he's tied up right now with the Ugas fight, and if Bud ain't got no, and then I don't know what's going on with Bud right now because he's just a free agent. So with that type of situation, I don't know what's gonna happen and um what network he gonna be fighting on next and all that stuff. So it's a real this is like the first year with Bud Crawford. Where I'm just like it's like question mark. Like damn, I don't know what's up with Bud this year. So, but I mean, yeah, bro, I would love to see the Boots in this versus Boots Ennis fight versus Bud Crawford. Just Boots Ennis versus any of the top guys. Hopefully he do get that title shot this year.
But how good do you think Boots Ennis is though?
I mean, he looked from the eye test, he looked like he's the next one from the eye test, but the level of competition has not added up to, you know, how it looks, when we see him
Yeah,
in there
for a
with these certain
Crawford,
guys.
but for a Crawford.
Not for Boots. I
No, no,
think
I'm
Boots.
saying like, do you think that Boots is ready for a Crawford?
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
What you
He's
think?
yeah, he's the number one contender in the IBF. He's he's ranked in the top five in every sanctioning body. So according to the rankings, he is ready. He's a contender.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
no, he is. Yeah, he's yeah.
yeah, absolutely, man.
He's
And the dude looks sharp though, from what I've been seeing. He's starting to just to grow on me though, UGC. That's why, I asked you about him because I've been paying attention to Boots and his father. I
Mm,
like what they doing. You know what I mean? Boots, he loved boxing. He come from a family of fighters. His dad was a boxer. Both of his brothers were professional boxers. He was born to do this shit. Man, he been boxing since he was baby. And
mm.
you know, I'm really, I'm really impressed from what I see with Boots. And people do mention his competition. I felt like he been in there with some credible opponents like Sergey Lipinets. Sergey Lipinets who went 12 rounds with Mikey Garcia, and Boots knocked him out. You know what I mean? And then even Thomas Delorme. Thomas Delorme, who went, I think, 8 rounds with Terrence Crawford or 6 rounds with Crawford, was actually winning rounds with Crawford, and Boots knocked him out in 1 round. I know some people
But
gonna say, "Oh, that wasn't the same Delorme,"
he
but that
fought him at
same
40, right?
Delorme, go
But
ahead.
Bud fought Delorme at 40 though, right?
Yeah, at 40. But Delorme been fighting at 147 lately. And Delorme, he just went 12 rounds with Stanionis. He went 12 rounds with Stanionis, and man, he put up a good fight against Stanionis in there. And Boots knocked him out in 1 round. And Delorme just went 12 rounds with Stanionis, and then Delorme went 12 rounds with Jamal James, and Boots just destroyed him in one. So some people gonna say, well, Terrence Crawford beat him when he was young. Well, if he's so old when Boots beat him, why did Thomas Delorme just go 12 rounds with Stanionis and was winning rounds in there? And then Thomas Delorme went 12 rounds with Jamal James, but Boots knocked him out in one. So man, I think Boots is that guy. I ain't gonna lie. Besides David Morrell, who's David Morrell's my favorite young fighter, Boots is my number two. My number two guy right now. And I still got love for Devin Haney. You know what I mean? I think Devin Haney is a hell of a fighter. I hope Devin Haney get that Cambosis fight. What you think gonna happen with that? With Cambosis and Devin Haney? You think Devin Haney gonna get that fight?
It's not looking like it, bro. It's not looking like it. I think Cambosis, man, he did pull the fast one on the peoples, man. He made it seem like that the fight was gonna happen, but I don't know. He's shopping all of these names around like Ryan was doing, and I don't think that he really serious about the Devin Haney fight. I think he wants to take a fight that is going to allow him to enjoy being a champion, um, and not going to be pose a heavy threat or put any pressure on him in front of his home crowd or wherever he go. Like that's what's so crazy, man. A lot of these new champs, they be humble and hungry, and then they'll win, and then next thing you know, it's like they got to come to me and whoop, whoop, whoop. They start talking different and they start changing their tune up a little bit. So I've just been seeing that with George Kambosos, man. Like this guy that changed his tune up, and he don't. It don't seem like he's interested in the Devin Haney fight right now. You know, he's already, believes. I think, he already feels he's undisputed, and he feels like, he don't need Devin Haney. So I mean, I think he's gonna take a fight that is um gonna give him a good payday, but at the same time not gonna be the biggest risk right now. And I think somebody like Devin Haney, his style, it'll be a very high level chess match, I give Cambosis a good chance still, but I think that would be a chess match that he don't really want to deal with right now. He'll probably want to take somebody who is pose less of a mental threat in there against him.
For sure, for sure. So I got another question for you. So say if you was starting up your promotional company, right? We got the UGC promotions, UGC Flame Promotions. So who would you go with first? Who would you draft first? Would you take Devin Haney, Jerron Ennis, Shakur Stevenson? Who would you go with those three guys if you had to pick one to start your promotional company with?
Shakur.
Shakur first. Who will be second? The number two pick.
Boots Anderson.
Boots.
Yeah.
Well, and Haney will be number three.
Hmm.
Hell yeah. You know what?
Man, I gotta go with Shakur
For
Stevenson
real?
over both of them. Sorry, man.
So you got
Yeah,
okay,
Is you,
that's
two-time
you
what he
talking
two-time
about my
said.
two-time
So
champion.
promotional?
yeah, like you had
Huh?
to pick one
My bad,
fighter
my
to
bad.
start with.
Yeah, that's the first one that came to my head.
Yeah,
Shakur, bro,
Shakur.
out the
Yeah,
gate.
Both of y'all agree with that. Both of y'all said Shakur.
yeah,
Shakur out the
easy.
gate.
So who will be
He's
number
one
two,
of them
Cosmic?
ones.
For me, it would be Boots. You know what I'm saying?
And
It
y'all
would be number
agree. So they
Boots.
both of y'all got Haney third.
Yeah, because
Because you said I'm me starting my own promotion company. Devin Haney already, he DHP. Respect to him, but
Oh, he could be
it's
down
just
with
from what I
nah,
would see.
yeah, that if you were going to sign him,
If it
in
was
my
just a free
opinion,
agent, yeah, I would still
yeah,
go with that three.
oh, you
yeah,
could get him with BHP though, Black Horseman Promotions though.
Mm-hmm.
You could pick
Yeah.
whoever though. Haney, you know what I'm saying? That let's say Haney don't even have his own promotion, but you could pick any one of them dudes. Who would you take? But you said Shakur over Haney though.
And Boots, yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
would
I
take
definitely.
I
ain't
would
mad
take
at you, man.
Shakur.
Shakur sharp than a motherfucker though. I ain't gonna lie.
But
Because
let's look at
I know how I would promote him. You know what I mean? Yeah.
all the rest of the young fighters that are there, right? 25 and below.
Sure,
There's a
Benavidez 25 and below.
Benavidez
You got
also there.
Benavidez Cole, Virgil
Morel,
Ortiz, David Morrell.
Morel,
Shit. Morrell killer, bro. Morrell. Who else you got? You got Keyshawn Davis, Jared Anderson. I like Keyshawn too, man. Keyshawn sharp, man. He good.
Oh
Who
yeah.
else?
Keyshawn is one of the ones too.
Man, that boy cold. You know he with Bo Mac and them too now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he trained with Bo Mac and them. That motherfucker good. One of my boys actually sparred him. They said that nigga cold, like that nigga cold. So Keyshawn, David Benavidez, Virgil Ortiz, uh, David Morrell.
I
Who
definitely would
else?
draft David Benavidez, man.
You would take Benavidez over Shakur?
No, no, no.
I
I
think
would just have him
they're
on the
the same
squad.
kind. Yeah,
Hell yeah,
they're kind of the
Benavidez
same.
cold. He good
Shakur
too.
Man,
and then David Benavidez, because like Shakur is a two-time champion in two different weight divisions, and then David Benavidez is a two-time champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, he is. Undefeated, never lost his belt in the ring.
I would be trying to sign shit out of David. Like if I had my own network, like my own side of the street, like a PBC or some shit, I'd be like, yeah, let me try to get David, man.
Yeah,
You
fantasy
could easily promote
scouting and
that dude.
managing. Yeah,
And he won all the smoke. David just and he a real dude, so I like David.
He said he went on the smoke, but Morrell sure calling him out. He ain't said nothing about Morrell though. I thought that's what I thought too, though, man. I thought he wanted to smoke until Morrell called him out, and he still ain't said nothing. So, you know,
Somebody
I
got to
like
probably put
Benavidez
pressure on
though,
him though. H.
huh?
Somebody got to probably in the interview got to probably put pressure on him. Like,
Oh, they
what you
did.
think
They
about this Morrell
somebody did.
kid?
They asked his dad. They asked his dad, David Benavidez Senior, like, Morrell calling you guys out. When you think we can make that fight happen? And Benavidez' dad said like 5 more fights before we can make that fight.
What's five? What's five more fights? Like what? What opponents?
I
I
don't
don't
even
know.
know. He
Five.
said 5 more fights before that fight can happen. They try to little boy him like he was nothing. You know what I mean? But
He got to put in
you know,
more work. that type of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that type shit. But he already got a belt though. Like I know he got the regular belt or whatever, but shit, that's better than nothing. Benavidez ain't got shit. You know what I mean? And Morel is already a main event fighter. He did over 1 million views in his last fight on Fox. You know what I mean? When he knocked out Alontes Fox, who went 12 rounds with Andrade, and Fox actually dropped Boo Boo in there. And Morel, shit, he stopped him in 4 rounds. So you know,
Hey, what if Andre went up and challenged that boy Morel, man?
That's what we want. I hope he do.
man, we hope so. Yes.
I'm speaking of
That'll be a
Andre.
style, huh?
I'm happy, man. That's what we wish he
Yeah.
would do that. But you know what Andre got going on? What's up with that mandatory Johnny Beck? I heard Boo Boo about to drop his
WBO
belt.
WBO doing them foul, bro. I gotta keep it stacked with that, man. Like with the
How?
mandatory situation, because they how many? That's three mandatories in like a year. He went from let
But
me
that's
see who
what
was
it
they get.
costs to fight. The Bernard Hopkins did that shit throughout his own entire career. He, you know what I'm saying? Like he defended his title many times. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes.
No. Yeah, you defend your title, but when you get ordered to fight mandatories like consistently, like
That's how
they don't do that.
mandatory. You're the
That's
mandatory. To get the title. That's what you do.
but you get like you get a mandatory, then you get like a voluntary or opportunity to try to go for unification. Like they treating that dude like. But I hear you. I mean, it's long overdue. He need to go ahead and drop it and move up because it's dead at
But
60
this
anyway.
thing, like, who has
But it's
Boo
funny
Boo
he
fought?
drops the belt soon as this one guy becomes his mandatory. Now, when he got
Who?
a chance to fight Quigley Pigley, he wanted to fight that dude. He kept the belt. When they ordered him to fight Liam Williams, he kept the belt. But once
Y'all
this
really think
guy,
this Janabek guy, man, he gonna fuck that
I
dude
think
up,
Boo Boo
bruh.
should beat him. Like I ain't gonna lie, that's why I'm surprised he want to drop this
I,
belt. Why he just don't beat this dude and get it out the way? Like
only way he
you know,
drop it is if he going up. That's the only way he dropping is if he going up. Cause
yeah,
I
but
heard the rumor that he thinking about going up this year.
yeah, I seen Eddie Hearn say that, but it's funny he wasn't talking about moving up or anything until this dude became the mandatory, and a lot of the fight fans they putting pressure on Boo Boo to fight this dude, like you know what I mean. But I'm this what I'm thinking is gonna happen. I think Boo Boo gonna drop the belt. A lot of fans gonna say he's ducking his Johnny Beck dude or whatever. I'm thinking he gonna drop that belt, go up to 168, and he gonna fight Gabe Rosado. I think that's what's going because Rosado called
Okay,
them out already.
Rosado. Word. Okay,
Yeah,
Rosado.
Brazado caught them out, and that's an easy fight to make, man. So I'm thinking that's what's gonna happen because if he go up to 168, it ain't like he gonna fight Canelo. He ain't gonna fight Benavidez. He damn sure ain't gonna fight Morel. But I'm telling you, he will fight Rosado. So I think that's what's gonna happen with Boo
And
Boo.
that's gonna
He
be
gonna
the
move.
biggest name he's ever fought. Imagine that. That's gonna be the biggest name that Andrade has ever fought.
Man,
Is
Gabe Rosado.
Rosado. Yeah, see, the thing
Wow.
is they
I
gonna
fuck with
move up to
Rosado too.
168. I think he gonna move up to 168. He gonna say he moving up to 168 to fight Canelo. I think he gonna cap like he I ain't gonna say cap. He gonna call out Canelo, go up to 168. That's gonna be the thing. I'm moving up to 168 to fight Canelo. He gonna talk that shit, but he gonna fight Rosado though. I think that's what it's gonna be. Canelo already said he never gonna fight him anyway. So I mean, I don't agree with Canelo saying that or whatever. I'm a Canelo fan, but I don't agree with
Yeah,
Canelo
that shit is
saying Boo
foul.
Boo is a horrible fighter. Of course, Boo Boo's not a horrible. He's an Olympian. He's undefeated. He's a three-time champion. Classes. So he's a good fighter, Boo Boo. You know what I'm saying? Got great skills, but I don't think he's gonna fight him. Canelo already said he ain't gonna fight him. So I mean, that's the point of moving up to
Yeah,
168
Canelo
to go
Canelo
fight
don't want
Canelo,
that
right?
fight.
Huh?
Yeah, that's one fight Canelo don't want. He's
Yeah, he
just
don't want that
frowning
fight,
upon
right?
that.
So if he
Yeah.
moving up to 168 to chase this dude that everybody know that don't want to fight you, So I'm just
Nah, dude just
confused
need to
with that
just
whole
go to
thing.
68. Focused on mixing it up with all the top dudes there, not Canelo, cause ain't no Canelo might vacate. Like, we don't know what Canelo doing, man. So
No, we
it
gotta
might
know. We gotta know. Have you not heard? They're
it's
talking
what
about
it's
Charlo. Charlo at
Yeah,
168.
Canelo and think about that. They said
December.
it's going down, man.
I mean, I don't even believe it, but if it happen,
Man,
I'll
bro.
believe it when the contracts is. when they make it
Bro,
official and the
listen,
banners and the
everybody is talking about it. This is what you
Yup.
do.
Even
You
Charlo trainer
you
Ronnie
throw
Shields
that
said, yeah, they said they negotiating right now. They talking about it.
you throw that little like that little you throw that out there in the air, right? And then everybody starts talking about it. Every single YouTube channel is talking about Canelo versus Charlo.
it don't mean it's gonna happen.
But that's what they're listening to. The promotional company, the PBC, Canelo team. That's what they're listening to. They're throwing names out there. Makabu, that name didn't go well. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was talking about that shit. More disappointment. More disappointment. What did they do? They threw Charlo's name out there. Everybody's hyping about it. Every single
So
YouTube channel
what
has
is
been
Charlo
blowing
supposed
up
to
since that
do?
happened.
So Charlo's supposed to vacate and go up to 68.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do.
That's what it's
So
looking
Jamal's
like,
going up
bro.
too then. So Andre, I don't believe it, man.
Man,
Jamal's
168
a
gonna be
coward,
the
bro.
hottest fucking division. Nigga, Charlo move up to 168. What Andrade? You already got Benavidez, Morrell, Canelo playing up there. That shit gonna be a lot of smoke right there. Hope they fight each other.
Yeah, it'll be fire. It will be fire if they both move up and mix it up with them guys. But Jamal is not fighting Canelo, man. He gonna figure out a way to get out of that fight. I don't care what
Who
number Canelo
Canelo?
and them throw at him. Jamal's gonna duck, bro. Jamal's not
No,
taking that
he
fight,
Man,
want
man.
Jamal wants that fight. Jamal wants that fight.
I
He
don't
wants
think
that
so,
fight.
bro. I
Bro,
don't
his
think so.
team, they want that money, bro.
Jamal
That's
won't even fight the champ in his division. Like
we all
Jamal
right.
cares about staying undefeated, bro, and he know he gonna lose if he fight Canelo. He know that.
Yeah, but he's going to make money though, bro. That's it's gonna
He
sell
don't
like
care about
crazy,
money
bro.
like that. He could have been got that bag with Demetrius. He could have got the bag with Demetrius Andre. So obviously it ain't just all about money with
Demetrius
him.
Andre pulled out of that fight.
I'm
He
talking
didn't
about
fight.
Jamal, bro. Jamal,
This-
he's a
Yeah, you're
champ
right.
in the
Yeah,
same
no,
weight
I
class.
know. But now he's not doing business with Andrade because of that. You know what I'm saying?
That's stupid, bro. It's money. It's stupid because of some shit what happened with his twin in the
So,
past. So he
but
don't
that's
want to
not
get paid and become a unified champ. That
Jamal's
don't
not
even make
gonna get the
sense.
same amount of money with Andrade as he would get with Canelo. You think it's gonna be the same amount?
So he been taking these little bitty $1 million paydays and he turned down seven to face Andre, but now all of a sudden he want to get some millions because it's Canelo and
It
he ain't
will
about to
be like
fight Canelo.
15 million, 15 million, I would say. If you gave Caleb Plant 10 million, they're gonna give
He not
Charlo.
gonna get Jamal no 15 million,
Yeah,
man.
I think so. I think
Fuck
so.
no, bruh.
Shit, you're
Fuck no.
probably looking at like 20 million. Yeah, I think
H,
so.
you think they gonna give Jamal Charlo 15 million to fight Canelo? What did he do to deserve 15 million, man?
that bag
The
though.
name,
I don't know if they give him 15. I know Caleb
Fuck
got
no.
around like 10. It'd probably be around
yeah,
that 10 million. Still a lot of money though. I mean, 15. I don't know about
yeah,
15.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let
Maybe
me tell
around
you
like
why.
10. Go ahead.
Texas, Texas. That's what they're gonna do. It. Texas, big ass
Yeah, but
stadium.
Canelo gonna eat off that. Jamal is not worth 15 million. How? What
It's
is
not that
he?
he's worth it. It's just the negotiations. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a well-known name than Caleb Plant. Nobody knows who. Nobody knew who
Yeah,
Caleb
he
Plant.
is.
I'm
But
Caleb
against
Caleb
Plant
that,
Plant
was
had
man.
that
fighting
last
on.
belt though, right? Cosmic. Caleb Plant.
Yeah,
That
he
He
was
had
did.
the
Yeah, no,
last
I
the
know
belt for
undisputed
undisputed,
fight.
bro. That was the last piece
the puzzle.
of the
Yeah, I
fucking
agree with that.
supremacy, bro.
But this is the thing though. Charlo's gonna use that. He's gonna be like, you gave Caleb Plant fucking 10 million. I deserve more. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Nah,
gonna happen, bro.
nah.
That's what's taking these negotiations this long. Look,
I'm against that, fam. Jamal
listen,
doesn't
listen, listen.
deserve 15.
January 10th is when Eddie Reynoso posted that they were going to announce the fight. Now we're on January 23rd. That's almost 2 weeks when he said that they were going to announce it. A week later, you know what I'm saying? Like the negotiations is still happening. I mean, it's going to be in Texas and it's going to be Charlo. That's my prediction. It's going to be for big money.
Yeah, I think it
Canelo,
might be
please fight
Charlo
somebody
right
else, man.
now. Why you want to
You know,
fight somebody else? You ain't fucking with it. You don't deserve that shot
Be
or
real,
something.
man.
That's what it
Jamal don't fucking deserve no Canelo fight, man. What did Jamal do?
But
Let's
who would
be
it be?
real.
No, no, no. But for namesake, yes.
I'm just talking
But
about
who would it be
just a
though?
boxing fan. I'm like, what did Jamal do to deserve the fight with Canelo, man? What's he done?
But who else would it be? What other Benavides?
David, my
David
nigga,
Benavides at 168?
Benavidez.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the only fight I want to see
All
for
right.
Canelo if he gonna stay at 68.
So as a promoter,
David, he
right?
deserves the fight
It's
more than
not okay,
Jamal.
okay. But think about it. Like as a promoter, you try to get Canelo onto the PBC, onto PBC Showtime pay-per-view. You're gonna line them up like this, right? Charlo, you know what I'm saying? If you're saying that Charlo's not a threat, go in there with Charlo, get a big money, get a big bag with Charlo May 5th, and then May 7th, because that's when the date's gonna happen, and then get another big bag with Benavides in September. You know what I'm saying? That's those are the dates.
Well, Canelo the king is 68, so whatever you decide to do, but just Jamal
And
don't
those
deserve no fucking fight, man. And he's a champ at 60, so what? I'm like, so you gonna? That's what I
yeah,
say.
but
Unless he gonna all the way go up, but to just go up for one fight for Canelo, get smoked, man, get
but
up
is
out of
that
here.
look at all the rest of the fighters. They fight stay busy fights. I'm not saying that this is a stay busy fight, and then I'm not saying that it's an easy fight, but it's a it you know, if
That's a
you
tune-up
go,
for Canelo.
yeah, we can say that, right? Or not. It depends on your opinion. If your opinion is a tune up or whatever, it's a challenging fight, whatever your opinion is. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
good payday for Canelo. That'll be,
So it would be a good payday for him. Good payday for Jamar Charlo. Stay busy fight, an easy fight, a tune up, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Charlo will surprise us. You never know. And then he has a big fight that's built up in September. You know what I'm saying?
he struggled. Who was the guy? Montiel, his last opponent. Didn't he go
Yeah,
life or death on him?
Montiel, yeah.
Yeah,
Jamal.
he struggled.
Yeah, okay. He gonna get cooked, bro. We're not doing that. So if
We'll
Canelo
see.
decide that it's gonna be an automatic tune-up.
Yeah, but
Um,
would you be would you be mad if you're saying it's a tune-up? Would you be mad if he chose Charlo to stay
no, I'm not
busy
mad at
after the
Canelo.
fight?
Canelo can fight whoever the fuck he want to fight. He undisputed, man. So he done what he need to do at 68. I'm just saying, don't give whatever. It may sound like I'm hating or some shit.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
no, no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying that
no, no. You're
Jamal
right.
don't deserve that payday from Canelo. Canelo could just take whatever fight he wants, just celebrate, Cinco de Mayo or whatever, and he's still undisputed. Bring all your straps and all of that. Like, but why Jamal? This motherfucker has done nothing, man. I've been so frustrated with this guy for what he
Well,
doing at
well,
60, which is
at
nothing.
168, there's nobody really left except for Benavides, and then Morel's coming up. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
some guys though,
Like
yeah, some
he
guys
tried
at
that shit real
68.
quick.
It's even guys at 75 who can come to 68 and see Canelo, like that
Who
deserve a shot.
who would that be?
Bivol, I mean, he said
Bivol
he
at
willing to come to
168? Nah,
68.
I don't think so. They're not. Better
I mean,
be.
y'all cool with Jamal at 68. I mean, so
Yeah, but once Jamal Charlo going up is different from Bivol coming down. You know what I'm saying Bivol's not gonna come down. I don't want
he
him to,
said he would.
I don't want Canelo to go. Sorry, as a fan, I don't want to see Canelo going up to 178. I kind of want to see him do more work at 168. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you can beat a Charlo and you can beat a Benavides at 168, that holds legacy as far as like a super middleweight champion. You fought and beat two undefeated fighters, which is Charlo, you know what I'm saying, and would be Benavides. Then you have a streak of beating Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, and Callum Smith, which were all undefeated champions
Undefeated.
when you fought them. And then
Yeah.
you beat Triple G, you beat Laura when they were all undefeated, you beat Jacobs when he was undefeated. Who has a streak of
No,
beating?
Jacobs had already lost,
Did he
but he had
lose?
one loss.
He
Yeah,
had a,
he got knocked out by Porzingis, and then he had lost to Triple G already. Well, wherever
Demetri
that
P.
guy
Rock.
is,
And he got beat by Triple
P
G
Rod, my
already.
bad.
That's right. That's right. 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 So I'm thinking. Am I thinking of Austin Trout? That was Austin Trout that he
Yeah,
beat.
Austin Trout,
Yeah, he
maybe. He
took
was
his off.
Austin Trout when
undefeated.
Yeah,
he was undefeated. Yeah.
yeah,
And
he took his off.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and you beat these undefeated. Like, who has had that streak of beating undefeated fighters?
Who
That many.
else?
Who else has had that streak? It's
Bud
very rare.
knocked out. Bud got a lot of undefeated guys on his
Yeah.
resume too. Um, shit. who else? Taylor got quite a few undefeated guys. They he took Regis O, he took Baranchik O.
But that many, and then add Charlo and Benavides to that list. You know what I'm saying
Yeah, if he
that's
can
how
get
you
them
have to
fights,
see them.
yeah. That's what I
That's
mean.
how
Yeah.
I would want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I want to, if now if you're gonna do power moves, now you want to start taking souls, taking O's. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing like everybody holds
That's why I want
perfect
but that's why I wanted your
taking
boy to take
Canelo's O.
Demetri. I wanted your boy to take Demetrius O, but he didn't want that smoke. So hey,
Canelo?
yeah, your
That's not
boy
my boy.
Canelo.
That's not my boy. Why you say that?
Oh, oh, you got his avatar.
I know. I have everybody's avatar. I have more avatars. But
Yeah, but I want him to take his O too.
no, that would be great. I don't think he ducked Andrade though.
Okay.
The WBO, like you said, they did him dirty. So WBO, there's an article where Canelo and Golden Boy Promotions they offered the Andrade the fight, and then the WBO denied that fight. The sanctioning bodies denied that fight. They made an offer.
He already
It
cooked on
wasn't. It
this.
wasn't the promotional company, and it wasn't Andrade's team, and it wasn't Canelo. Canelo's team, which was Golden Boy, they offered the fight. They suggested that fight to the sanctioning body, which was WBO, and the WBO denied it.
Yeah, you gotta drop your receipt on that, buddy.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah, I've
we go.
I've, I've already
Yeah,
done my research on this.
no, no,
So
no. We can find it. I'll find it for you real quick. You know what I'm saying?
do you think? But shout out to Canelo. He the king at 68. He didn't want it at 60, but he did it at 68. So I'm glad.
But imagine if he did it at 60.
He would be two time.
He'd be a two-time, and then you know what
And
I'm
that
saying?
would be way more lit. And that's why I wanted him to do it at 60.
And they
He
would
the
hate.
two-time undisputed, man.
Yeah,
That'd be lit.
and that could be
Maybe he could
that
do it
could
at
be Crawford.
75.
That could be Crawford too at 154. He could do that at 154, and he could do it at 147. I want to see that shit happen.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen at 47. I doubt it. 54, maybe.
It has to happen. It has to happen. He still holds that belt. He still hold on to that belt because like these promoters are not gonna like they're not gonna. Man, it's hard for Crawford right now, man, because they
Yeah.
all want
We
to
got a
like
good question. We got a good question in the chat. Shout out to HS973. He said, "Who has the better resume, Charlo or Benavidez?" For me, I think Charlo got a better resume than Benavidez because
He got better
Charlo, of course, he
wins.
knocked out J Rock at 154 when J Rock was undefeated. Charlo, he beat Austin Trout. Charlo, he beat Sergey Devryanchenko. So I would say Charlo beat better fighters than Benavidez.
Yeah.
Benavidez, his best win is only Darrell. And Anthony Darrell, he alright. You feel me? He ain't nothing special. What y'all think? Yeah, alright. Darrell ain't
Yeah,
really shit. That
nah,
nigga
I
ain't shit.
agree. I agree. I mean, I think when you think about it, Jamal's resume is for sure way better than Benavidez, but I think Benavidez will whoop his ass though. Believe that.
Yeah, yeah, facts. And you can't take away that is still a two-time champion at 168 pounds at that weight class. And Benavidez lost his belts in the ring. And Benavidez is the number one contender at 168. Charlo is not. You know what I mean? Benavidez has done way more than Charlo, right? So you got to give him that much.
Yep. Yeah.
No, that would be good if we can if we don't get Canelo versus Charlo, if we're gonna have Benavides versus Charlo, that'd be great. I would like that. I would want Canelo to fight the winner of that.
Heck yeah. Charlo ducking though.
Not gonna move up to 168 to fight Benavidez. He's not. He move up to 168 to fight Canelo, but not Benavidez. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
I
ducking,
can see
man.
that.
That's why I say he don't deserve that, man. He'll come up for a big payday with Canelo, but not for Benavidez and been calling your ass out. Called him a pussy on live
Who wouldn't
TV.
though? Anybody move
Yeah.
up to fight Canelo? Like I know Andrade move up to fight Canelo, but Andrade won't move up to
I
fight
know.
Benavidez either.
Then that's some pussy shit. Yeah, shit.
Now this is the thing, right? Even if you get paid, like let's say 10 million, right, or 5 million, whatever. But if you can beat a Canelo, bro, your paychecks will increase. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hold all the fucking belts. You're gonna be the undisputed champion of the world. So you get paid 5 million. Your next payday is gonna be 20 million average. You know what I'm saying? And then 30 million if you can continue to do that. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna inherit the pay-per-view moniker. That's what Floyd Mayweather did. You know what I'm saying? That's what Oscar De La Hoya did. Well, not
Yeah,
Oscar, but you know what I'm saying, like Manny Pacquiao did. Manny Pacquiao got that pay-per-view, stardom from Oscar De La Hoya. Same thing with Floyd.
Yeah. Hey, H, I'm a dipset, man. Thanks for having me on, bro. Y'all enjoy your day. I'm out.
Yeah, salutes, man. Nice talking to you, man.
Hell yeah. Shout out to my boy UGC Flame, man. Y'all go subscribe to his channel, man. Got a good channel over there. Shout outs to him. Shout out to my boy Cosmic, man. Cosmic, man. I just wanted to tap in real quick and
Yeah,
get a fan some content on this channel and just give our thoughts on this fight between Gary Russell and Magsayo. Like I said in the beginning of this video, Gary Russell Jr., the lack of activity, really hurt him in this one, man. You know, the man got to stay consistent. You got to fight more than one time a year. Gary Russell been fighting once a year for 6 years straight. This time he was almost out the ring for 2 years. And, that's what happens, bro. Iron sharpens iron, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And today Gary Russell fought with one fucking arm. One arm dealing with ring rust. You know what I mean? It all, it all played a factor in Gary Russell losing his fight, man. So, congratulations to the new champion, Mark Magsayo. He won fair and square. It was not a robbery. He deserved the victory. He outworked Gary Russell Jr. You know what I mean? And he threw way more punches than Gary Russell. He landed way more punches than Gary Russell. He was the aggressor. He brought the smoke to Gary Russell, bro. You know what I mean? He was the aggressor the whole night. He landed the harder shots on Gary Russell, and Gary Russell got beat, man. So Gary Russell got to take his loss like
yeah,
a man, and he got to bounce back, man. A true champion can take a loss and bounce back. Gary Russell, it's not his first loss. He lost to Lomachenko and he lost to Magsayo. Gary Russell struggled to make weight in his fight. He struggled, and I mean, I just want to see what's next for Gary Russell. Is it a fight with Leo Santa Cruz? Is it possibly a fight with Gary Russell and Chris Colbert at 130? I'm not sure. But I think at this time, Gary Russell Jr., is still he's still a good name to put on your resume. So if I'm a young fighter coming up in weight, I would like to put Gary Russell on my resume. Right now, I'm thinking a lot
yep.
of these fighters, they looking at Gary Russell like food. They looking like Gary Russell like easy work at this moment, man. So yeah, man, a
He has to
lot of
get
these
that get
fighters, they
back.
looking. What you say? Go ahead, bro.
He has to get that get back. You think I'm
They're not
food?
gonna give him a
Shit.
rematch. They already said it. Gary
No,
Russell
no,
only
no.
fight one. Go ahead.
Like he needs to like come back and get that get back, meaning like work his way back in. I'm saying if they think
Yes.
it is food, like, all right, come get it. You know what I'm saying? Prove a point. You know what I'm saying that's
He
Gary
doesn't have
Russell's
time to
mentality. It
waste,
should
man.
be. Yep, he doesn't.
34 years old, he doesn't have any time to waste. So, you know, Gary Russell, man, he gotta come back and he gotta redeem himself, man. You gotta redeem yourself, bro. Gary Russell, bro, is too talented of a fighter to be sitting on the shelf like that, bro. And I'm
It's
thinking
gonna
these
be more
fighters right
exciting
now.
that way.
Go
It's
ahead.
gonna be more exciting for him that way. For to see what's gonna be next. For him, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because like you're
I
gonna
think
have
a,
some
I
like
think a
some
lot of these fighters they're licking their chops right now, licking their chops, man. And Gary
at both
Russell
of them.
looking like food, man. You know what I mean?
Maxeo,
That's what I think.
Maxeo and Gary Russell, both of them kind of
Yeah,
look like
even
that.
Maxayo, man, and Maxayo got the belt. And Maxayo, he got the belt, he got the clout, he got the
Yep.
fans, he got the Philippines behind him, he got Manny Pacquiao supporting him. Listen, Maxayo is now Manny Pacquiao's Tank Davis. Just like Floyd Mayweather,
Yeah.
he got it. Floyd Mayweather got Tank Davis, his star. Manny Pacquiao now has a champion. He now has a star signed to his company, Mark Magsayo. So I think, man, I wouldn't be surprised if Pacquiao Promotions start moving Maxwell the way Mayweather moves Tank Davis. You know what I mean? Put him
Yeah.
into like what people call protective custody. Even though I disagree with that, I don't think Tank is in protective custody. Tank Davis fought against, Jose Pedraza when he was a young fighter, and Tank he didn't even think he was ready for that fight at that moment against Pedraza. But Mayweather put him in that tough fight at a young age, and even Tank Davis, he's fighting guys like Mario Barrios, who I feel like is a good fighter. Tank Davis, he just fought against Isaac Cruz, who's a tough, very tough fighter. You know what I mean? So,
No, no,
congratulations. Go ahead.
no. This is the thing, H. I think it's gonna be PBC that is going to kind of protect Maxeo, because they're gonna try to build them up, for, for the because I think
Build
they're
him
they're
up for
doing.
Tank or something, huh?
Yeah, build him up for a big name. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to get the Filipinos to back him by, cause like, bro, if you looked at I looked at the people that were on, in the stadium, there was a lot of Filipinos there supporting Maxeo. You know what
Hell
I'm saying? You
yeah,
could hear them,
bro.
you could see them.
They love boxing, bro.
Yeah. So now this is the thing. They're gonna build up Maxeo, and they're gonna promote him. PBC is, and then they're gonna put him up with the Tank Davis, or I'm saying, somebody that's gonna be coming up. You know what I'm saying? I think so. So it's not gonna be necessarily Manny Pacquiao and his team. It's gonna be most likely, what I'm saying, PBC. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Isaac Cruz. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, like they want to build these names up too, to build up their fighters as well.
Channels right now talking about this shit, bro. They celebrating this shit like crazy in the Philippines, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm saying, like, and that's what I think. Joseph was trying to say. Like, when you think about like a Lomachenko, even though he comes from the Ukraine and their population is like 52 million, but if you break that down to like adults, it's probably like what, 25 million, and if you could break that down to the percentage of like the amount of people that watch boxing, you're still looking at 5 million people that are going to be watching your fights. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. 5 million is a big number. Now you go to like let's say England, where you probably get 100,000, and you go play here, there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that number increases. You know what I'm saying? As far as globally, you know what I mean? So with the Philippines, they have only, what I'm saying, Ukraine only has Lomachenko and the Klitschko brothers, right? As far as
Ukraine,
Ukrainian,
they got Lomachenko, Klitschko brothers, Usyk. You got
Usyk.
Usyk too.
And they had that other dude that fought what's it called, that Better Beef, that knocked his ass out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
What's the
remember
name? Alexander Gosnick
Alexander
or something.
Gosnick? Yeah.
Gosnick or something.
They don't
Yeah.
have a lot. They don't have a lot of champions, but all of them pay attention to boxing. Once they had a Lomachenko, once they had a Vitaly Klitschko, once they had these guys, they were all paying attention. You know what I mean? So because there's so few, that they pay attention more. You know what I'm saying? Because in the United States we have so many talent, we pay attention less because it's more common. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So they have very few champions, so they expect more from their champions. They're behind their champions more. But here in the United States, like, there is champions in abundance. You know what I'm saying? There's great legacies and histories of that. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. It's just so much of it. I mean, so it's like it's hard to keep track. Over there, they have so very little that they're just behind a Lomachenko, behind a Manny Pacquiao, behind the Camboses. You know what I'm saying? Like, those one fight, one champion. Acosta Zoo. Remember Acosta Zoo? Man,
Yeah, yeah,
he
he
had
was
a
a killer.
Australia. And he had Australia going wild. He had everybody going
And he
wild. The
was Russian
Russians,
too.
Australians, yeah, and he
He
was
was born
Russian,
in Russia, so he had Russia and Australia supporting him.
right? And how did he get a big fight with Zab Judah? Because he had that following, he had that big name, and he was, what I'm saying, like a big
I think he
fighter.
was a
So
champion too. That was in
yeah,
unification. So yeah, he was a fucking man. He was a beast, man. He was a killer back then, Costa Zoo. Motherfucker was a great puncher.
Yeah, and look at his son. How they're hyping him up. They want him to be the next Kazazu. You know what I'm saying? They're like
Facts.
Australia's all behind him. Australia's like, you know what I'm saying? They have very few. They have very few champions and very few notable champions. So once they have a good, big, notable champion, they're behind it 100%. You know what I'm saying? It's very different from here in the states when you're overwhelmed with with talent. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's other fields in different sports. You know what I'm saying? Like in Australia, they don't have the NBA or the NFL or you know what I'm saying, like hockey or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That are globally, you know what I'm saying, respected. Soccer. I never heard of like a soccer league from Australia. They have rugby and fucking other shit, but it's not a global
Yeah,
sport.
yeah, certain countries like that, they support their fighters. Like the Philippines, they love their fighters. They love Manny Pacquiao. They love Nonito Donaire. They support boxing. They love boxing in the Philippines, man.
Yeah, they love it.
Um, then you have Australia. They love their fighters. They support their champions. You got George Kambosos. He's talking about putting 80,000 people in a stadium. Then you got, like you said, Tim Tszyu. This Tim Tszyu, every time he fight, it's fucking sold out. It's packed. He's doing numbers. I did a live stream on a Tim Tszyu fight before. I got
Yeah.
over fucking 50,000 views on the Tim Tszyu fight.
God damn.
But I had like damn near 3,000 people in a chat at one time
What the
because
fuck?
of Tim Zoo, and it was like a lot of Australian people in there. You know
So
what I mean?
H,
You just go back
would
and watch the video. It's on this channel. Matter of fact, on the H Money
I'm watching?
Boxing channel. Look, it's 52,000 views. It was a Tim Zoo versus Jeff Horn. Two Australian fighters fought each other, and Tim
Now,
Zoo
now,
beat his ass. And
now,
shit
H,
was crazy.
would you be wrong because you are a content creator, right? Would you be wrong for promoting Tim Zoo? You know what I'm saying? Based on the numbers and the way that you you the attention that it got. Imagine if you were just
Hell
like
nah.
Tim Zoo. You know what I'm saying? Like Tim Zoo.
Like
Imagine that,
I
right?
do Morel, huh?
Huh?
Like how I'd be promoting Morel and shit, talk about Tim Zoo like that.
Yeah, but this is the thing though, because you saw the numbers that it generated, because you saw the effect that you know what I'm saying, and that you know that you can market that. You know what I'm saying? If you did more Tim Zoos, would you be wrong? Right?
Hell
Because as a
nah.
promoter, you're not in the wrong if you're promoting if you see the
Exactly.
numbers, right? That makes sense.
Yes. It makes sense.
So like the next time a Tim Zoo fight comes on and you're screaming Tim Zoo, and you can get another 50,000 views in the video and then another 3,000 people in the live. Are you selling out or are you just doing smart business? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing wrong because
I'm
of
just doing
somebody?
smart business, bro. Tim
Right?
Zoo is a big name. He's a
Yeah.
huge name.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because like that's why you have to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it business or you're favoring somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do
No,
you?
it's just business. It's just,
Yeah.
and I think that's probably what some of these promoters are doing, right?
Yeah, they have to feed to they see the numbers, they see how things are working. We don't know the inner workings. I try to listen and try to understand things, but like there has to be some sense behind it. So if you have
Exactly.
very little of something, people more want of it. Gucci is so prized because very few people can have it because it's so expensive. They want that. So when you have a country that has very little of something, once they get it, they want that. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. The Filipinos, they haven't had a champion that can live up to Manny Pacquiao. There was Mercedes Gesta. You have Magsayo now. You've had a few, but not that can match Manny Pacquiao. But they're thriving for that shit. Puerto Ricans, they've had Tito Trinidad, they've had Miguel Cotto. But trust me, as soon as they get a fucking Puerto Rican superstar, bro, they're gonna be selling out. Pay-per-views are gonna be going crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're hoping Berlanga is that guy. You know what I'm saying? The people, their people are demanding that superstar. They want that shit. And those promotional companies, they know that demand for the Puerto Ricans is there, so they're trying to fulfill that. They're trying to find another Puerto Rican superstar. They're investing into that shit.
Facts. Yeah, it's a big market for sure. We've seen the Puerto Rican fighters from the past, right? Were huge stars in boxing. Miguel
Sell
Cotto.
out arenas, Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
Miguel Cotto was a huge name. The fucking Felix Trinidad was one of the biggest stars in boxing. He was a fucking superstar, Felix Trinidad, bro.
yeah, that
So
was a fucking icon. He's still an icon to this day. Like, shit.
exactly, they looking for that next Felix Trinidad, man. And some people think it's Berlanga, but Berlanga, he got
Berlanga's
to
not
put in that
that.
work.
They
Or
thought he was
maybe
Danny
it's Xander.
Garcia. Danny Garcia was the closest that we've seen in a long time.
They tried to make it Danny Garcia, but
He's still
Danny,
not bad. He's still not
Danny
bad.
did good though. He was unified champion at 140. He
Yep.
moved up to 147, became a champion again. Danny had a good career, but now they looking at Xander Zayas as that next Puerto Rican superstar. They looking at Edgar Berlanga. You got the guy Sabril Matias who just won by knockout. He looked like a fucking killer. Well, he is a killer. He actually did kill somebody in the ring, but so it looks like you know, we people want the next great Puerto Rican fighter.
Yeah.
People looking for that next Felix Trinidad. They
And
looking for the next Miguel Cotto. They looking for the next Hector Camacho from Puerto Rico. And
and
boxing
white
needs that. Boxing needs it, bro. Cause me, I'm a diehard boxing fan. I ain't gonna lie, bro. At one point, Felix Trinidad was my favorite fighter, and then when
oh
Felix
yeah.
Trinidad retired, Cotto was my favorite fighter. I love the Puerto Rican fighters, bro. You know what I mean?
Now
And I'm looking
now
for the next great Puerto Rican. I've been
now
looking for the next one.
so this is the thing. Is it wrong for white people to look for the another Marciano, another Jack Dempsey? You know what I'm saying? Those
No,
like
no, of course not. There's nothing
right?
wrong with that.
So like when if let's say Bob Arum promotes a white fighter, you know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to get that because like I think white people gave up on boxing because like boxing is a very it's like it's an emotional attachment to your not your race, you know what I'm saying? Like they're like, okay, it's a white dude, I'm gonna be behind him. It's a Mexican guy, I'm gonna be behind him. There's a black guy, you know what I'm saying? It's very it's like that, you know what I'm saying? So if you can have a white fighter, you know what I'm saying, and you're white, they're gonna be tuning in, they're gonna be watching more. They kind of gave up because they haven't had a great white fighter in a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? Since back in the fucking 50s, right? So when these promotional companies they can see a white fighter getting close to anything that used to be great, they're gonna promote them in a certain way, if that makes sense. I don't think that it's a bias or it is racially biased in that sense that they're trying to capitalize on somebody's race. That is fact. You know what I'm saying? But you feel me in that sense as far as a promoter,
What was
because
that, brother?
you're kind of appealing to what people kind of want, and you're kind of appealing to their emotions. Some people want to see another great white fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like they had in the past, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
just like Filipinos want to have another great Filipino fighter, just like
Yeah.
the Puerto Ricans want to have another great Puerto Rican fighter, just like Mexicans want to have another great Julio Cesar Chavez. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Just like everybody wants to have something of the past, but there's not a lot of now we have Eastern European fighters that are great fighters, but not American white American fighters. Since Kelly Pavlik, I think was probably one of the last that was good. I would say. Oh, Joseph. What's his name from 175? He's still around. Joe Smith Jr.
Yeah. Joe Smith Jr. He's a champion.
Yeah,
Caleb Plant was a champion.
yeah. Caleb Plant was a champion too. So and they're not hyping him up to be the great white hype. You know what I'm saying? I saw on somebody else's channel they were going for Caleb Plant because he was white and he was giving his explanation. He was like, "I'm white, he's white." You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm saying I can root for him because he was trying to justify why he was rooting for Caleb Plant, and I was just like, all right, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you're white and kind of rooting for the white guy, just like if you're Mexican, you're kind of rooting for the Mexican guy. If you're what I'm saying, this and this and that. that's just your level of maturity. You know what I'm saying? Like you are biased towards your people, which makes sense. But as a boxing fan, you shouldn't be that way. But it makes sense. Most people are that way.
Hell yeah, man. Shit, it was some great fights, man, and we got bad news, man. The Sabril Matias, Puerto Rican fighter, his opponent, he was hospitalized after the fight, man. He took a serious ass whooping. His name is Pettis Anyanya, hospitalized after his loss to Sabril Matias. So he's in a hospital, man. I hope he's okay, man. We know boxing is a deadly sport. We know fighters die in the ring. We've seen fighters die before. And I just hope this brother is okay. Sabril Matias, man, he actually did kill somebody in the ring before. And he came back
Damn.
after he killed somebody in the ring. The next fight, he lost to this guy right here, Pettis. And now he lost to Pettis after he killed somebody in the ring. And people thought Sabril Matias lost that fight because he lost his killer instinct because he killed a man in the ring and he didn't want to hurt nobody again. So he ended up losing. Rematch with this guy, Pettis. And now in the rematch, he actually, he beat the hell out this dude. And now the guy is in the hospital. I hope he's okay, bro. So, for sure,
Yeah,
bro.
no,
Oh, what's
that's
that
crazy.
cause? I'm trying to see.
Uh, yeah, it's a link. You can see fights that you might have missed. You know what I mean?
Oh, like old fights and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You see that?
Tonight's fights. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all the best fights. All right, I got you. Hell yeah. So, shit, man, Cosmic, I appreciate you, brother, man. And shit, we gonna do this shit again tonight, man. We gonna talk tonight, and we gonna get ready for the show, man. And I appreciate you, brother, man. Appreciate it, brother. All the
No, we
time, my
got
boy
this always,
Cosmic
bro.
One, Young Kazi, my boy
Yeah,
Kazi,
young
Kazi,
student,
Kazi.
the young student.
Appreciate you, bro.
Let's get it, bro.
For
We
sure,
gotta wake
man.
up and watch YB in a little bit.
Yeah, YB said he gonna come on kind of early today, so I'm trying to
Yeah,
tune in and get watch YB, man. I appreciate you, my brother, man, and I'm gonna talk to you tonight, man.
yeah. Well, we gotta talk about what you're gonna be streaming on, cause like the restream, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna go back to the other joint. I
yeah,
just wanted to
yeah,
try it on this one, see if it was working better, but it's still kind of laggy though. I think I need a
yeah.
stronger computer, man.
I'll figure it out.
We
But
gotta upgrade.
yeah, let me know before you do anything. Let me know. I'll figure this shit out. I'll run it on my shit and see how that works, and we can test the shit. You know what I'm saying? Next moves is testing, figuring shit out, and improving, getting better, and then hitting harder. I mean,
For sure, bro. So yeah, we gonna chop it up. So shit, I'm gonna take my ass to sleep, and we gonna get up and do it again. Yeah, and we could definitely test it on your platform, test the restream out, and see how it works on your computer, and we gonna
I've tried
figure it
this.
out, bro.
I've tried this. It doesn't work really well because I did a multi. We'll talk about it later, but I did a multi stream. It doesn't work well, but I'll do it again. I'll figure it out.
For
See
sure,
how we can
bro.
do it. Let's
Okay, so
get it.
we'll chop it up tonight, bro.
Good night, y'all.
All right, good
Peace.
night, y'all. We out. Peace.